We're good. Yes, the Plug Gaming.
Back at you live.
We have made it happen somehow in this room. This is not our normal.
We keep it tight.
Normal studio time, and we have a new location for the time being. So we're still here Mondays. It's a little bit later. We had to get the place set up, but the Plug Gaming lives on. The spirit.
We have a common motto around here. We do it live.
Yes, and this is as live as it gets. It's literally
Wait, are we live?
a mock studio. We are live.
I'm glad you guys
No, this
said
is a
that,
practice
'cause I
run.
was about to get wow.
We are
It's a
totally
practice
live.
run. It's not
All
recording
right.
at all, Rocky.
Oh, Rocky.
Jesus, not paying attention. Don't judge me.
Wow. Anyways, Plug Gaming, Dutch Master here, Sam, free sampler to my left, Rocky down at the end,
The Thunderlord.
G.
the
Death
Thunderlord. That is true. But yeah, we're trying something different out.
We got
The
this green
studio.
screen. You got to get that lightning bolt to come down to his hand.
Yeah, we got this all in the future. This is like literally we
Big
made
things
this.
are coming.
We made this happen in like an hour. We made we made the new show location. So, anyways, we are here and we're good to go. We got to get some improvements with our new setup with some more cameras.
It doesn't
Probably some
change
mic
the fact
settings,
that
but-
we bring the facts, the news, the gaming, the streams. We
It all.
got this.
We do it all.
Right?
And it's even
And
better
your
though,
mother if needed.
because then we have like our personal stuff here. Like I have some like personal things. I got
Little
Yoshi
show and tell
toys.
session. That's why we're
Look,
really here.
I
So
got
Dutch
Pops.
can show off all his shit.
I got Pops, Lord Shaps. Yeah, we could do this forever.
Oh, yeah.
Zavala, and don't forget our main man,
The Joker.
Cage 6. That's
Oh, he
why we
did.
really do it. That's why we really
You
do
talking
it.
about Tay? He did.
That's why we do it. We keep his spirit alive via the Plug Gaming podcast. That's the only reason why we meet up every Monday. It's actually so we'll never
Virgin
forget about Cage
sacrifices.
6. Anyways, but yeah, we're gonna keep things going, and we're just gonna get right into it. So, what you guys been gaming on, Rocky?
I've been playing a couple things, but mainly, what is the name of it, dog?
I
It's
don't
not
know.
that
You
great.
can't play video
I
games,
won't
so
lie
you're
to you.
probably lying right now.
I'm
playing
not.
Red
I'm
Dead
not.
Redemption,
You
you
can
were
check.
saying?
I've got achievements and everything.
He's
Red
even
Dead
playing
Redemption, there you
Xbox
go.
these days.
It's not that good. I'm not really a fan of Red Dead.
Really?
Wow.
What don't you like?
It's whatever. It's literally whatever. I really
Just
play
slow?
Grand Theft Auto.
Is that what it is?
Super slow.
Very.
Well, you can get Grand Theft Auto. Well, you can't. You can play that offline.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get Grand Theft Auto
So less fun.
for pretty cheap.
I have it. I have it on both systems.
Oh yeah, then just why aren't you playing that?
Because Rob bought him Red Dead because he wanted to watch me play it because he's scared to play it for some odd reason. So I was like, cool.
What's
I don't
scary
have
in Red
anything.
Dead?
It's like your personal Twitch or
Oh
something.
no, he's
like
gonna
that.
have
Some
to
personal
skin that
Twitch
poor
and-
animated chicken.
And seriously, he'll buy a game and be like, play it. Let me check you out while you play. All right, cool.
Well, I don't know.
Right.
We used to do that.
I like doing that with
Where's
games.
Grand Theft Auto
Dead
too,
Space was a
actually.
good one for that.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto was like a kind of game because, like, if you were good at it, it would take forever to really die.
Yeah.
So you ended up like watching your buddy like make do like an hour run, unless for some reason you died instantly. Which
Did you have
happens
to have
too.
cheat code rules.
Well, no, we do no cheat codes, and then like you have to, proactively be doing so. You can't just like cruise the neighborhood. You got to like have stars
That's why
on
you gotta
you.
put the cheat codes
But
in when they ain't
it's
paying
Sunday.
attention. You see them
You have
doing
to
some
have
dumb
stars
shit.
on you.
You be like, cat.
And you'd get that's what we used to do. So like you'd end up sitting there
First
watching
thing you do
your
when
buddy.
you take a life is shoot someone, so you cannot lose that cop rating.
Yeah.
You always got to have them after you,
Right.
otherwise you're doing nothing.
And that's how we would do it. So yeah, it'd be
yeah.
like that. So you just end up watching Grand Theft Auto for like, an hour. If there were 3 or 4 people there, you might be there for fucking 2 hours just sitting to wait for your turn, But
So with Grand Theft Auto 3, they had that there was the 3 different weapon cheat codes. You remember? So we had a rule. There was like like the only cheat code you were allowed to use was for one of the 3 sets of guns, but you could use it as much as you wanted. So you had unlimited of one of the sets.
As long as it came with bullets, that was worth it.
Right? And they had some good ones. GTA 3 is the one where you could like take the tank and then turn the turret behind you and like rocket shoot across the bridge.
Yeah.
But see,
Yeah,
Red
right,
Dead-
exactly. They're
this
like,
was
oh,
supposed to be Red Dead
turn the turret
conversation.
into a booster.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Rockstar conversation.
I'm saying it was supposed to be Red Dead
Yes.
conversation, but
You said
Grand
right.
Theft Auto.
You said it's
is
better.
the superior
And
game.
that's there you go.
This is that
Granted,
proven
like
thing.
you
It's
know,
not- it's
Red
not a
Dead
good
won
game.
all those wonderful awards and
That was
like
great.
was almost Game of the Year, but God of War won.
God of War was great, and there's something about a God of War movie or some sort of
So,
theatrical
I've
like
been
cut or
hearing-
something like that. There's something in the works.
I remember there's been some
There's something.
cool God of War's offices have been just putting out Santa Monica Studios. They've been putting out some cool stuff because like one of their lead animators was like doing all those awesome sketches of like Smash characters,
Yeah.
but in the God of War universe.
Right.
Those were all really cool.
Well, we're
Thankfully, I got
starting
a
to see
Yoshi one.
so much crossover. Like for instance, all the Final Fantasies, well, not all of them, but a lot of them, the popular ones just became available on Xbox.
Yeah.
Right? Just became available on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So we're starting to see this. We're
And
moving
7's
into an
high
era.
up on the market.
Yeah, but we're moving into an era where it's going to be, it's not the software. It's going to be console or what hardware you're using. And then as soon as this streaming comes in, like Microsoft is already on that, but as soon as it's just streaming content,
And Google's on their
they're
tail.
like, well, get your streaming device of your choice, and then let's get this software in as many of these platforms as possible.
yeah.
Seemingly becoming the route, and if you can get both, then even better. Like if you can have the dope exclusives and the dopest streaming ability or capabilities, then you're moving into that, and that's and unfortunately Sony kind of stays out of that conversation because I don't see any streaming gaming, for the new generation. They're still very hardware based. They're very
also
hardware
very stuck in like they're halfway between Nintendo and Microsoft as
But I mean,
they've got that like
we don't know what the
nostalgic
PS5.
staple.
The PS5 is totally gonna have a hard drive. Yeah, we already got specs for it.
Yeah,
Well,
and
I'm
it's gonna
saying-
play PS4 games.
but then
Yeah,
you
so it's
know,
gonna play
like
PS4
we don't know
games.
what the screen's gonna look like. It might be like all digital. We don't.
Well, yeah, but we don't. They're including a disc drive, so that means the games are going to be on disc.
Okay.
Because
What if it's backwards compatible?
it is backwards compatible.
That's
yes.
what I'm saying. Like, it's
But that's the point is that they're not getting rid of their Blu-ray technology.
And I think they're trying to
It's like 30. The Blu-ray can do like 100 gigabytes on the drive. Like
Yeah.
it fills enough, and honestly, it's going to eliminate the whole issue with like your drive. Like, how big of a hard drive do you want them to give you? They can't bring up the price of the console, so that's why they give you 1 terabyte, and then they go buy your own hard drive.
They don't give you no fucking 1 terabyte. They
Yeah,
give
for a
you
pl- for-
500
if you get a
gigs.
Pro.
yeah, that
if
comes
you
with
get a
it, but
Pro.
you could
If you
buy
get a
the
Pro.
expansion.
Okay, if you get a Pro, so like if you get the PlayStation 5, it's gonna come with a 1 terabyte. Right. That's what
And
we've
after
moved
that,
into.
they'll be like, we got a 5 terabyte.
Here's my
No, but
biggest
they're
question.
gonna say you
later.
go get a 5 terabyte because we're not
Motherfuckers.
gonna put a consumer 5 terabyte in the hardware and drive up the price $100.
Are they making the 5 though still to compete with the 1X? Because the PlayStation Pro did not.
Here's
Because
the
that's
deal.
where like they
Is it
made it.
$1,000?
Here's the deal.
The point is,
Here's the
it's
deal.
backwards compatible, so it's not supposed to compete with the 4. You could stay on the 4 if you want, but they're introducing the 5, and the 5 is going to be this high-powered thing. So
It
really,
has
does
its own
Xbox get
graphics
to
card
skip
in
a
it.
generation?
It has a graphics card in it. It has a CPU,
Okay.
like a GPU graphics card, a name brand graphics card that you would put into your
So they're
computer.
trying to step the line.
They have
into-
it in the PlayStation.
Okay.
Okay, so it's also going to be running off some AMD Navi technology that hasn't even come out yet. We're still waiting to see that technology come out this year.
Okay.
So
And they don't have an E3 booth, so
they have Dude, well, I think that's
We'll
more for
get-
like CES or something like
No,
that.
remember,
for them,
everybody's starting to leave E3 and go outside of it.
yeah.
Probably
To
hit
make it
PAX.
open to the
Yeah.
fucking public. Like,
Well, yeah,
they
the
don't want you to have to have
CES,
a
whatever
badge.
one. Though there's some private ones that they go to too
Yeah.
that are bigger on these PC ends, the high-end PC like enthusiast type stuff, and that's what they're trying to like move it into. But like, yeah, the whole thing is PlayStation 5. Do we have 60 frames per second? That's all I want to know.
Consistently.
That's all I want to know.
I'm
Yes.
sure of it.
So that's what
Now,
we were.
why
Do
would
we have
they-
native 4K?
They would definitely have
yeah,
to make
that's
this
gonna
that
be
system.
the native 4K is in there. I mean, the PS4
How's
Pro
it going to
native.
handle the upscaling of PS4 games?
Well, it'll probably just play them at what they are, but PlayStation 4 Pro already has a super sampling mode that does that really well. It does it really well, actually. It will bring
So
if
we'll
you
get
have
second
if you
generation
don't
on
have
that.
a 4K device and you put on super sampling, it will boost the colors. It will boost, and then HDR pretty much is going to become a standard on any TV that's going to be out by then. So you're going to be looking at 4K HDR.
Yeah, it's
Which
about
is
that
gonna
time
be
I get a new
fucking
TV
great.
now, dog.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with PlayStation 5 coming around, maybe wait on
Well,
TV.
after
Because
watching...
it's going to make a whole new slew of technology come out, and those ones that come out right before it are going to fucking plummet in price.
All I know...
I'm basing
Oh,
it
go
off
ahead.
of my bad.
Yeah, you
I'm
good.
just basing it off like my TV's so fucking old. Like it was a smart
Yeah,
TV.
but
and
1080 is
LED.
still the 10. Like, if you're not on PC,
Not much gets past 1080.
yeah,
yet.
1080 is what we're watching. Things on the internet in. Things on your Netflix, majority is 1080. We
Hell,
haven't
y'all are
moved.
watching us in 720 right now?
Yeah, 60 frames.
Yeah.
We got the frame rate.
Look how
up.
fast that is!
We got our frame rate up.
No, you know what I was gonna say was dumb shit anyway. After everyone
But no, you're
watched-
actually right though. 720
Oh.
is fair for
Yeah.
like mobile devices. It's less work on them. It's less work on your network.
so less
So
data on
1080
your
is,
mobile
is
plan.
the same too. So
Yeah.
that's actually really correct. Even though we're knocking 720, but
Mm-hmm.
it is a more efficient
Yeah.
delivery. You know, we get away with that.
I don't want you guys to see my face in too high definition. Like
Yeah.
we ain't got no makeup or anything.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say
Sam-
after everyone watched Game of Thrones The
wears
Long Night.
makeup.
Yeah. Can't you tell? Oh, I keep doing the mic like that's the
The
camera. Anyways, no, like everyone out there, you all know, you watched Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 3, The Long Night, and you were like, damn, my TV cannot handle blacks well, and I gotta get a better TV.
I didn't have a problem with black,
I
so
I
didn't
had
understand what people
so
were
much
talking
trouble with like pixelation trying to stream a dark gray, a black, a different dark gray, all next to each other for those scenes.
I didn't even know
Well,
that
Sony
there was
4K
any
handles
issue
it
with it.
well.
That's
Well,
what I didn't.
I had a
get.
fancy ass TV,
Actually,
but it
that's
was
how
the,
you get the
it was
best-
the bandwidth. Like that
I
stream
got
just sucked.
Samsung.
Yeah,
You know,
the
yeah,
Samsung's dudes actually have like some of the best
Yeah.
blacks on the
Yeah.
when it comes to the screen technology. They have like some of the best technology. Samsung, Sony's good too.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's actually what the quality, how you find a good quality TV or monitor.
But it was also a
is you judge how well
bandwidth
it does
issue
blacks.
because, like, when you're streaming and stuff, a lot of streams will like cheat how the stream works to use less data.
Yeah.
So when a background area isn't changing much,
Yeah.
they kind of put less effort into that, so it takes less on your stream.
Right.
And then like so that episode having so much dark color shades for
Mm-hmm.
the background, like everyone's stream was just
A lot of
couldn't handle
times
it.
they just won't activate the pixel. Even
Yeah,
screens will just
exactly.
won't activate the pixel, so it's just a black pixel, but it doesn't require your screen to
because you're focused on the
project anything-
foreground anyway.
to
But
project any information.
Game
So
of Thrones
it
broke
works.
the internet.
It works. It works. And yeah, he's definitely streaming it from like HBO Go.
Yep, that was it exactly.
Nothing else.
Good thing yesterday's episode was during the day.
But anyways, we
Not talking about that though.
we
Thank you.
yeah, we can't talk about that because Rocky hasn't seen it. So
Ah,
we're
come
kinda-
on.
we gotta
come
like
on.
All right,
Are
well,
you guys fucking serious this
I
one
guess
day?
it's time to
Okay,
talk
come
I'm
about.
a day behind.
It's time to talk about Avengers Endgame then. No, I'm
No,
just
no,
kidding.
no, we're
Too
not.
soon?
go ahead and get into whatever you've been gaming on. Rocky's been playing Red Dead,
Oh,
but
man.
he
I've
obviously
been
didn't
the
like it
worst.
because we started talking about Grand Theft.
I've been
Look at
playing
that.
like my dungeon. Oh yeah, there it is.
There it
the
is.
classics.
Grand Theft Auto. That's 5.
That's what Rocky was playing, right?
On the
No.
PS3 though. That's the PS3
We just
copy,
phased
though, baby.
immediately out of Red
That's
Dead.
the PS3 copy,
sad.
baby.
Red Dead was dead. I've been playing like a bunch of dungeon crawlers on my Switch. Wizard of Legend, I'm gonna beat that.
Nice,
I still
nice.
haven't. And then I've been playing fucking phone games. I'll tell ya.
Fucking.
But if You guys remember? I think we got the announcement at E3 last year with like from Bethesda. It was what is it called? Blades, Skyrim Blades, or Elder Scrolls Blades, the
Right.
game where you can like dungeon crawl, have a character. It's like Skyrim. You can also play and battle each other in an arena, and you can do that on a phone against a console or PC against a VR. It doesn't matter. Any of them, it's like the same seamless thing. I've only been playing the phone one. It came out, I got it like yesterday, and it's pretty dope for a phone game, but it is also a phone game. I will say it handles the change from portrait to landscape on your phone like seamlessly.
Nice.
And you can even adjust the controls for that. So like it'll change if you use joysticks or if you use like touch commands. It's definitely designed to be a very versatile game.
Right.
So for being simple, probably going to be really cool. It's only in early access now, but you can already get it for free on your phone.
Legit.
And then microtransactions.
I finally started playing that fucking Cuphead too.
Yeah? How you liking it?
That shit hard. Man.
Yes, it is.
They're
but-
wild as fuck.
Yeah,
for
Cuphead
that.
is great. I just actually realized. Well, I didn't realize it. I realized it. Like I always knew it in my back of my head, but then I really just went through with it. Though it's Play Anywhere, and I had got it on the Xbox like when it first came out. So
So you can have it on your PC
yeah,
also.
so I just get it on my PC also, and yeah, so I was like downloading a bunch of because that's also the other thing. Game Pass games that are also Play Anywhere you get for free, and you just get them on your PC. So like I just get mad PC games essentially, and they're Xbox games too, but I could just play them on my PC. So I was downloading like Recore, Marvel's Capcom.
Does Record yet?
Infinite is on the Game Pass, so I just got that plus all the
Nice.
DLCs,
Hell
the $84 one, and that's on my PC.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's super dope. So I'm on like 4K, fucking Marvel vs. Capcom, like amazing. Like,
And it's
just
supposed to be
liquid,
like
it's like
your
liquid,
Xbox account, so it pulls everything
yeah,
over.
so it pulls everything over. So
Yeah.
it's just like literally like liquid beauty is
That's
just in there. Everything is just so fucking like vivid and splashy. Like I don't know, it just.
Hell yeah.
It really playing at that many frames and the
Xbox
high,
Anywhere, folks.
yeah, like 4K 60 frames on that is fucking gorgeous. And like I can go up in the higher frame rate and
That's
drop
cool.
it down to like 1440, which still looks fucking great. And then you can get like the insane frame rate where like it's like 100, probably 120 frames per second. Your guys are like literally moving like
Slide across the screen.
but it's so smooth. It is so
okay.
smooth. Your eyes have hard time like
You have
understanding
to focus
how
the whole
clean
time.
it is. You're just like, wait, how did I see him do the whole move? Like, how did I see the Hadouken really come into fruition and then shoot it rather than you just see his hands move and then a blast? You know what I mean? Like when you're just playing it, you don't really look at, you can't
Is
see
it
the
that
detail.
big of a deal?
It's such a. I'll show you. It's such a big deal. It is
God
amazing, and
It is-
every game.
It
is
makes
like
a
that.
huge deal. Don't you remember when Steve Jobs spent an hour talking to us about the Retina display?
Yeah, I mean, it is, and that's the other thing too. Like all the monitors and
Like-
everything do, like a PC monitor, they have technology in them to make it easier on your eyes, so you don't have to strain to see what you're watching. Like whereas a TV doesn't really have that. So after you play the TV for so long, your eyes start to strain. We don't realize it, but you know they are, and eventually you will realize it.
That's why I use those. I use like the gunner glasses a lot when I game, especially if
Yeah,
I'm doing like a
yeah.
heavy
Those
session,
the
or
gunner
if I'm
glasses
gonna be
are
looking
really
at a
good.
screen all
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
They've
You
got
got those?
my brother used to work for him, so like I got access to a bunch of pairs for a little bit. Plus, you know me in style, I had like 5 different color pairs.
Yeah,
but
no,
they
they're
were
great.
like they're
They're
great
great.
because
They're
it's
great
like
function.
it magnifies the image. It has like the yellow tint, so you like
Yes.
kind of remove that blue burn from
Right.
the backlight.
So yeah,
And then what is it also? It improves like contrast and stuff like that. It just basically, if you get migraines from gaming for a
yeah,
while,
which is
gone.
common, very common.
gone.
Yeah.
Probably because it's not good to stare at a screen all
Well,
night. But we
the-
do it
the
anyway.
Newer monitors come with like low blue light
Yes.
technology or flickerless
Even
technology.
like my
so,
phone,
yeah.
most of the time has the blue light filter on,
Right, so
Mine
you
is
can do that,
always
type
on.
of stuff.
especially at night.
People
Otherwise,
like, what's
it,
wrong
like,
with your
hurts.
phone? I always get that.
But yeah, that's and actually that's what I've been gaming on. I've been gaming on a lot of PC stuff. Sword of Ditto, Curse of Mormo it's like a revamped version of the original Sword of Ditto, and it is great. Like I'm gonna be producing a lot of content for that game. I think I'm
Hell
just gonna
yeah.
do like a playthrough of it and some other stuff and get on the YouTubes. But
Full
it
stream
is
setup right here.
like Metroidvania are action RPG.
Okay,
So
okay.
everything is you die. Like it used to be a permadeath. Now the permadeath isn't the main focus. You can still permadeath, but when you die, you start over. Like the entirety of the
rogue
game takes
kind
it's
of a
rogue
thing.
like yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The entirety of the game takes place in 24 hours. Right.
Okay, so you're
and you
Majora's
can
Mask
sleep
style.
through, and you can sleep through the hours. You can literally start the game and then sleep for the whole 24 hours.
Have you done that?
And then play the final. No, not yet. I haven't even done one full session yet.
I feel like there's probably an award for
or
that.
you can take the longest route and grab every single resource, everything you can get within that time allotted, and then you do the fight. So as soon as the timer hits, you do the fight, whatever you have.
I
right?
want my games to be realistic, which means I will sleep for 22 of those 24 hours,
and then go.
then
fight.
I'll go get some breakfast.
'Cause I'm a procrastinator.
And then I will go
Then I'll
fight.
go fight. But it's 2-player too, so it says you can bring in a second player.
Dope.
The graphics, it's super fun, like super playful.
Is
It
that the one
reminds
that's
you of
like,
Super
like
Nintendo.
like a cartoon? Like
Yeah,
Nintendo?
and you
Alright, I
find
know
these
what you're talking
toys of Legend, which like one's a yo-yo with like spikes on it,
Hell yeah.
and you can like upgrade those and go through it, and then like you don't have to acquire them at all. You know what I mean? So you could do all the toys. You can get some of them, but nonetheless, when you die, you just start over as a
day
brand new
resets.
character, right?
But
a
you
brand
have
new
the things
person.
you've unlocked, or
Yeah, but you go collect the sword, and then it
Oh.
brings back like the memories, right? Okay,
Oh,
and then you're
okay,
like, back
okay.
to where you were at.
That's funny. So
and
you're
then
a
you can
different
continue
person every
on
time.
from that. Yeah, so you
Random
can,
generation.
yeah, random, and then the
Love
levels
it.
everywhere you would win is the same, but the enemies, their strength, all that stuff will change.
Okay,
So
cool.
all that stuff is going to be random generated.
That's a great.
And it's action RPG, so like
Yeah.
you get level up, you get stronger, your sword gets stronger, you can hit a
I was looking
blacksmith,
at that
get
game.
it
I think I
tempered,
wanted too.
all kinds of stuff. So
that's what you got going on in that phone game I was talking about before too, Blades.
yeah, it's
Like
actually
everything's
looks
a
like
level
game that
up.
can
You
be a
get
good fun
gear.
game.
The one thing they get you on that is they of course they got microtransactions, but they only have one currency of that right now, and then they have you get chests just like any Skyrim type game,
Right.
and each chest has like that's where you've got the time weight. So to open the chest, the crappy wooden chests that you get a bunch of take 5 seconds, but any good chest takes an hour, or gold chests are 6 hours. There's probably even bigger chests I haven't found because I just started playing. So we'll see if it's worth continuing to play. But for now, it's entertaining.
Do you set alarms to check the chest?
No, it's push notifications, man.
Oh, it does that?
Bloop. Your chest is ready to open. Oh, thanks. Bloop, bloop. You haven't played in an hour. You should play.
Yeah, exactly. Just a reminder
Yeah.
to fucking play. That
Oh,
is
man.
just
So,
great.
there's some... Because I got that new phone after having mine stolen at Coachella. So, like...
What'd you get?
I have so many... Oh, they gave me a free upgrade to the Note 9 because Verizon messed up how to handle insurance plans. Jackpot. They paid me to upgrade me. But because I got all of, like, the reset of installing all those apps, everything sends me push notifications now. It's brutal. Can't escape.
Can't escape it.
I don't need a phone anymore.
Yeah, so that's awesome. I have a similar story though. My madre.
Yeah.
And yeah, happy Mother's Day to all those Mother's Days,
Oh, yeah.
mothers out
Hey.
there.
Happy
That's
Mother's
especially
Day.
you gaming ones, or you let your children game and don't try to make them feel bad for wanting to play video games or want to stay inside for one day and enjoy some technology, because
Yes.
that's the way that the world is going. Technology is what
Future.
exactly. So don't be scared of it. And if you are a mother and you don't let your children play video games because you think they're the devil, I'm going to
Then
go
you-
ahead and say I don't agree with you, and we should talk. So
Do people say that?
we'll figure out some sort of hotline.
There's
We'll
some
figure out a
there are
hotline.
people
Free
who
kids.
Yeah,
demonize
man, they're trying to
video
say
games.
kids
There
don't
are
have.
still
They're trying to say
people
they're
who
trying to say
try
kids
and
don't have
bring
sex
up
because
that
video games.
Every bit of violence is
I was like,
because
dude,
of
all my
kids
life
playing
was
video
about
games.
was sex and video games when I was
Where
like,
did you
at
hear
the age
that
of having
at?
sex. There's studies on it.
Shut the fuck
Swear to
up.
God,
Are
Rocky.
you serious?
Yeah, I swear it's really bad. But no, Mother's Day was
It's like old
yesterday.
anti-manga, like Flash animation,
Happy Mother's Day.
E-Bombs World Games.
No, they're more
Kids-
specifically
kids never
Fortnite.
mind.
Is that they were like, oh, these kids don't even go out, da da da. And it's like, well, Fortnite's a money-making, venture nowadays. So if your kid's good at Fortnite and he likes to play it a lot, he could be
He
making
go to
just as much
school
money as an
for it.
athlete.
There
So-
was that article like
It has
money
different
than
potential.
parents.
no, there was an article not long ago
just-
like what
Don't
you're
offend
making
you out over there.
Don't offend anybody.
being a professional like video game teacher or trainer, like how to be good at Overwatch and shit.
Right.
That is a profession now.
Yeah.
Training to be good at Overwatch.
And yeah, because it has a professional league that
Yes.
grosses millions of dollars to the winners, and they literally get paid like a salary to be on a professional sports team.
they
Esports
have
team.
they
So-
probably have like a sports physician there, so
Like,
they
oh, can we get your
like
some
don't
stretched
forget
out
that
here?
finger.
Hey, you didn't forget your hand warmer, right? Okay, we got warm ups in 10.
Guys, what did I say? No masturbating before we practice. It tires you out. You need that wrist.
Yeah, that's true. Only masturbating with your keyboard hand.
Only the mouse.
But that's the truth, though. You know what I mean? So like, it's different in these days.
In these days.
You know, 10, 20 years ago, yeah, it's might have been like, yeah, video games or the computer. You might have said that, but you were still wrong because look at where we're at now. But yeah, that would have been more commonplace. But this day and age, it's like,
You know
if
why
you aren't
they hate
on the
video
computer
games?
or you're not
they were
doing
like,
something
I'll
like
play
that,
it with your kiddo, and they try and play with their kid, and their kid just beats the crap out of them.
And then they're like,
Well, if you're
they're
bad,
teach me anything, you little fucker.
yeah,
if you're
These kids are the
bad, there's
devil.
only one thing to say: get good.
yeah.
That's if you're bad, get good.
Get
Period.
good. Life lessons right there.
Period. You know what I'm saying? That's it. We were
Get
just
good. You
prepping
were
that.
talking Cuphead before. That is.
Yeah, that game's brutal.
I'm on
dog.
Inkwell Island 2 of the 3 right now
Oh,
in my
what? That's
Switch
crazy.
one.
I'm on level 2.
Level 2. Nice. You beat that flower pot yet? Oh, man.
I'm on level 2. Yeah, Cuphead is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
brutal, dog.
It's as good as it gets.
Yeah, it's super difficult.
To me,
Did
I
you
feel
just
like
make
you
me
have to play with a friend because it will make it fun. Instead of you just like, God damn it, shit, the whole time. Yeah.
You know what's funny is Cuphead I like more as a one-player game, because two-player I keep getting confused which one I'm playing as.
What?
It's like,
That
because...
bright red motherfucker, you get confused if you're blue?
No, it's like because they're right on top of each other, because usually like a lot of them are boss fights, so it's like that character's over here, which means both of you are over here. And so like you're always overlapping each other, you know? That's when I start getting confused. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Maybe I
that's
shouldn't
an
smoke so
easy, it's an easy game. No, I got confused on it too. And then like, yeah, I don't know. The colors aren't enough to distinct it, and the handle placement's
That's
not
like-
enough to either.
That's all you got is that they have a slightly different head and different pants on. The
It's
rest
not
of them
enough,
is the same
yeah.
guy, and they're all just doing this, and you're looking at their bullets anyway.
Yeah, it's not enough for me.
Which bullets were you using? Just the regular one you start with?
Yeah.
All right. Did you go to the
Well,
market yet?
no, I didn't even
So,
know you can get different bullets.
You
I'm
collect
just-
It took me
coins
a time.
throughout the
It
game.
took me a little bit of time to figure that one
And
out.
there's
level 2.
There's well, it doesn't matter. There's coins throughout, because you know how some of them are the run and guns rather than the boss fights. So the run and guns you can get up to 5 coins, and then there's a shop on every island. That's you go up to it and it's like pork rinds or something like that. I forget the name of it, but he sells upgrades, and you can have like up to 2 different gun types set at a time, and you can have a charm set and a super set.
Okay.
And you can buy a lot of that stuff from that guy, and it's only like 2-3 coins for most of it. But right now my regular shot isn't just straightforward. They're heat-seeking bullets, but they don't do as much damage.
Hans Zimmer did the
For Crysis?
Crysis 2 and the Call of Duty.
How long ago was that?
This is 2013.
Damn. Lesson today I learned Hans Zimmer, badass. By the way, that guy's great live. That was fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, well let's
All right,
let's do a little break.
Get them jammy jams.
Let's do
You're
a
not
little-
gonna give him some Hans right now?
I totally am. I totally am gonna give them Hans Zimmer. I'm totally giving them Hans Zimmers. We just got to choose what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do.
The Lion King.
No, it's video game. This is all video game stuff. They did do Lion King video game.
I know,
They
but I
did
got
do that.
Rocky with that.
All right, but we're gonna take a break here. The Plug Gaming live in our from our garage,
Don't tell them where we're at. Underground bunker.
the Bat Cave, live from the Bat Cave. The Plug Gaming. We'll be back right after this break. Enjoy some Hans Zimmer Crysis 2 intro.
Are you a Niner fan?
Hell yeah.
Bullshit. No.
End of the show. a minute. Why don't you play this game?
We are.
Oh, we back? We are back.
Anyways, if you had heard us through the commercial, that is my bad because we know I'm just kidding. I think we have it set up fine. I've done this before. At least I like to think I have and remembered.
We hope you enjoyed that Hans Zimmer. Didn't
Remembered
have to
what I
listen to our
did,
asses.
but we're back and we
I
have
have
made it through our first
Breaking
break
news.
with our new setup, and that's I just want to congratulate us on that so
Hey,
far.
Good job, bud.
Yeah, good shit over there, man.
Pass on the back.
Somebody's just about to start a fire in here too.
Oh, surprise.
Okay.
Well,
now.
breaking news. I joked about that Blades game sending me a message for not playing.
Yeah.
On the break, I got this from Blades. No chests being unlocked. You forgot to start unlocking the chest.
Breaking news. That fire's still going.
It's going out. It's
Breaking
better
news,
than it
I'm
was.
believing.
It's better than it was. It's better than it was.
Oh, I can't believe how ironic that fucking is. So that's what that game is. Turn off push notifications. Unless you want to, open chests. I'm going to think about it now. Until I just got to do it. Just got to do it.
He's
Look,
turning
man,
them off.
gold chests take 6 hours, but you get some good shit out of them. I got like a shield that every time I block, it does like 40-something damage of fire damage. On
So
the
it's
person
like
who attacks
you
me.
can pay to open those chests faster.
You can. It's the gems. The gems
Okay.
are the thing that you collect through missions. You collect them through doing everything. There's only 2 currencies. Gold, which is standard gold, and gems, which is paid currency. The gems can buy you a bunch of stuff. Also, real money can buy you a few things because they've got like introductory packs with like, get this special shield and sword. But guess what? This is Skyrim, folks. Whatever you get doesn't matter. It's going to be useless in a few levels anyway.
Yeah.
So just keep playing and let all the shit go to
That
trash.
seems to be the way for
There's
so many games.
there's one of the 5-second things you open. I know people can't see it up there, but then you do like, I got a green item, which was like an alchemy material, and I got a shield that's going to be trash and give me some gold.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Golden chests, 6 hours.
Pop
I'll
ticket
see you
there,
tonight.
dog.
Game of...
Why?
Why?
Did you not see that?
Oh, there was... Okay, so if anyone missed this, on Game of Thrones, the episode 4 of this season...
Yeah.
There was like one shot where someone figured out the next day that there was a Starbucks cup like on the table.
Yeah.
So like Daenerys wasn't drinking
she
booze; she
was
had a
drinking
fucking Starbucks right there,
right in front of her.
and it just blew up.
It just
everywhere.
went viral.
It's the one where they're in like all in the hall at the end of the
Yes,
fight.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
And
for
she goes into the back room, and John goes back there, and then it
Yeah.
cuts to like showing from behind the table.
Yeah.
And right next to her on the table is her coffee. And it seriously
And Pop
like
ticket there.
went everywhere.
They
It's-
made it a Game of Thrones.
that's the
spot.
new level.
Starbucks.
That's already sold out if it's real.
Oh,
It's already gone.
It's
Yeah.
gone.
It's already on
That's what the
Instagram,
dude
it's
is
already
saying
gone.
right here. He says sold out everywhere.
It'd be
Crazy.
funny if it's just a Starbucks cup. Fucking
That's
like
awesome.
glued onto a base.
That's awesome.
Well, there you go. There you go. Game of Thrones. We're all excited.
Game of Thrones. Can't talk about it though because Rocky. It's his
Nope.
fault.
All I can say
Hey,
is
but
this.
we can talk about this NBA YoungBoy.
I have no idea what's happening next week's episode. No idea.
No idea.
You know?
That's the best part about it.
So what's the deal with this NBA YoungBoy thing? Did you
Well,
guys read up
no.
on that?
No, share the world.
So these motherfuckers get the shootout in Miami in the streets,
Nope.
and then the security chased the dude down and murdered him. Like they murdered him in the street.
Okay.
The security normal. Like
Yeah.
it's no consequences to it.
Yeah.
Like the guy was running away.
Yeah.
They chased him down and killed him.
Yeah.
Ain't that illegal? Like
See, that's the thing. When you these guys that have
We're
security
talking about
these
Florida
days,
people.
Yeah, we're talking about Florida people. One. We're talking about Florida.
We're talking
people
about
one.
Florida men.
Yeah. And
Not
second-
just Florida
but
man.
second,
We got a whole
though,
breed of them.
oh my
the-
bad! That just morning they figured out T Grizzlies security was involved too.
Okay, but the thing is that if NBA YoungBoy and T Grizzly, they probably have a fair amount of money, and the people that are their security are probably licensed to have firearms on them, possibly even some sort of
I'm gonna
other
go with Miami has really
clearances.
loose laws when
Yeah.
it comes to guns.
Stand your
and then,
ground.
and
Well,
then
in Arizona,
and that's
yeah.
what I was gonna say. So if someone
in
pulled a
Arizona,
weapon out,
you can
then
like show, as long as it's like exposed, you can have almost any weapon just strapped to you.
But the fool,
Just for
like
now.
everybody's all right. A random person gets killed on the street, and his girlfriend gets shot.
NBA Youngboy's girlfriend got shot.
And that's
So
because he was
somebody
playing
was there.
Grand Theft Auto. Video games are the devil.
Yeah, so who knows? You got to figure out. Like, honestly, no one really knows what really happened. That's what the real thing about all this stuff is like, yeah, everybody has such a play-by-play. But like, if no one's going to jail, then clearly there was something done for self-defense. Because like, they would love to throw somebody in jail for killing somebody in Miami.
Plus, you don't have to
Florida, I
look
think
that
you
far.
might
That shit
even
went
die.
down 2 days ago.
Like, they
Or
might
3 days
even kill
ago, it's down.
If you get a life sentence, they sentence you to death, not just life in prison in Florida. I don't know if that's true, but in the South, it seems like it would be true.
And I bet you $1,000 hanging is the number one.
They have that's the funny thing is that they'll have weird shit like weird
Hanging.
states will have hanging,
decapitation.
firing squad is still there. It still exists. Just
Well, like the injection.
No one's
method
gonna
isn't
choose
even
them.
the
They're
most
like-
proven one either. So
yeah, that's the crazy. The chair and the
John
the-
Oliver last
the
week
electrical
did a whole
chair
special
and
on
the
this.
the lethal
Literally
injections
this, lethal
are
injection.
like they're not really that humane.
Yeah, they're brutal.
They're all brutal.
Why can't you just pick your?
All it does is keep you from swinging and moving and
they're
tripping.
just
It's
yeah.
So I want.
That's probably why they don't kill people from those methods. They just say you're just gonna die in jail.
I want one of those shitty plastic
Which
beer
is still
helmets
shitty.
and just like hand grenade in each cup. I think that would do the trick. Look, if you get to pick your own way,
That'd probably be like you're
way
not gonna
better
feel
death
anything.
row. They
You're
can
not
make a
gonna feel
reality TV show
Let
about
me
it.
jump off of this waterfall.
Hey, this is copyrighted, folks.
Oh no, I can't swim.
Oh no. And they're like, okay, here's some cement shoes.
And that was a weird conversation we just had, guys.
Hey man, you
brought it
started
there.
that.
I
Anyway.
didn't bring. I brought up.
You were like,
NBA
hey,
young
guys.
boys, you guys got into the legal system. I just wrote it out because it was fun.
All of it was fun because, you know,
Ugh.
life's just as crazy as the virtual world.
Anyways, there is our
right.
fucking Rocky.
Anyways, that's the news.
Rocky, yeah, curveball. The Rocky curveball for the show.
No,
right
we
there.
were on gaming news. That's news.
And
it's kind of like
How
Grand
is
Theft
that
Auto.
a curveball?
no, the
We're
gaming
talking
news
about
out.
Grand Theft Auto is in the description for this episode. That's what we
But,
talked about.
serious
We should
note.
actually get back into that. Game.
Both of you guys
Yeah.
are both asleep on Destiny 2.
You're right.
Outbreak perfected.
You know why? Because I was wide awake to yell at my TV when I got that last Anthem update.
Yeah, Anthem, who knows? But the Outbreak Perfected mission is live. It requires you to get a fallen transponder. Do you remember the mission, our quest on Titan, where the Hive is fighting the fallen captain?
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
only
yeah.
one of them survives, and like you can kill him or whatever.
Mhm.
So it stems from that, right? It's the continuation of that story.
Are you replaying that mission?
You don't
or are you
have
just
to.
hopping in there to do?
You don't have to, but you do run the Bad Neighbor mission, which is like similar to it and runs you through the same area. But you just acquire a transponder on that in that mission, and then you get the transponder. It tells you to go to 6 different locations. You go to those locations, you collect an item, and then that allows you to fire up what is like a hero. Like it's not a heroic mission; it's a hard selective mission with multipliers on it, well, like the Nightfall multipliers on it, so it has
Okay.
like Blackout and something else
But it's
on
a
it.
specific challenge.
And it's a high level, it's 680, right? So that would give you, if you beat it and beat it in the time allotted, it has a jump puzzle and then like 2 series of like, waves of enemy to clear out.
Very
Every
Whisper of the
enemy
Worm, like you're saying.
every enemy has to be killed. You can't leave any behind, and like everything's gated by the amount of by the enemies in the room. And once you do it and you get under time, you get this weapon, exotic weapon called Outbreak Perfect. And it's basically a SIVA weapon, like the Sleeper Stimulant or any of the Escalation Protocol weapons. And except for its perk is it has these nanomites that are summoned after consecutive precision shots are landed. So it's a boss killer. It's a freaking
element?
DPS. They're not an element.
They're kinetic damage.
It's kinetic damage, exactly. It's kinetic damage. So it's based off of the precision,
Is it
which is what
you said
actually
it's an
perks
exotic.
off of kinetic, is where kinetic boosts in precision shots. And so
You
it
know
just
they're gonna
gives
do
you.
some wild shit and let you be able to change it eventually. You know when they go through the.
No, they're not gonna do anything like
Don't think
that
so?
because it's they've already like.
But I mean, like, think about
they're
the.
just
that
improving.
sniper.
No, they're just improving the kinetic ability. So like the Arbalest.
Yeah, they're trying to add more
The
range to
Arbalest
kinetic weapons.
is a kinetic linear fusion rifle that destroys any shield. So that's the perk of it, right? So they're just making that slot more valuable without actually having to
And that sounds like an exotic.
kind of
worth
borrow
spending an
from
exotic slot on.
anything else. Exactly. Like so. It's still exactly so it makes the exotic slot worth it to use it rather than just saying, oh, I'm just going to use Whisper or Sleeper because they're the strongest and DPS is the best,
It's always about DPS.
or Darcy or whatever. But exactly. But then now there's these kinetic spots that you can wield with you throughout there and actually use it the entire time, the entire fight,
And
instead
that's
of
a
just a
great
very
trap weapon.
specific.
There aren't
Yeah.
too many. Like that's a great. Yeah,
It's a-
trap
it's a-
weapon, kind
it's
of like the
great
grenades
for,
and
It's
stick.
great for mobs.
Yeah.
It's great for mobs. It's great for mobs, and
it's
it's
great
totally
for-
worth it. But the only
How big
bad
is the
thing
clap?
about it,
Oh, I kinda want that
this is the
gun.
bad thing about it.
Right.
It is a D1 exotic weapon.
Okay.
So it's familiar to
I-
anybody who played D1.
I feel like
and did-
everyone's favorite D2 weapons are just D1.
Yeah, and that's what's unfortunate about it, but nonetheless, it's super cool to have in the game, and the features are improved
Is
upon.
it
Cloud of
limited time?
nanobots.
I don't know. I don't think it's limited. I don't think it's limited. But the
How
quest
big
went
is the
live this
cloud?
week. I mean, in the game, probably like 2 bodies
Like,
worth.
could you shoot? Say you're playing PvP and this guy's ducked behind a corner.
If
Could
you
you
hit him
shoot the
precision-
ground right next
No,
to
it
the
has to
corner?
be a precision shot.
Oh, okay.
It
Now
has to
use the
hit
cloud.
2
Okay.
precision shots. It's on the second precision shot, the cloud summon, and then if you hit him again, it will summon more. So you can summon like a sick cloud, and then
Okay.
anybody that's around them, it will go through, and then if anybody passes through. But like, let's take a look at like Callus. He's a heavy DPS boss who doesn't move and has a huge crit spot. So you just get 6 to
And they
this.
just sit there and it's
Dude,
continuous.
it's fucking disgusting. So like raid bosses destroys them. Tanks destroys them. Anything that's not going to be moving around a lot that has a huge crit spot that you're literally going to be DPS. You know, it's a large enemy that has a huge life bar.
Good. I still haven't beaten Spire the Stars. Let's go do that. You bring that gun.
Well, we should get you the gun and then go do fire stuff.
Deal.
And also D2 news, Penumbra is dropping the 7th, June 7th, the season of Opulence.
That's early. I thought it was only going to be till late summer.
It's here, and they might have jumped it up, who knows, but they did. And it got a slew of updates, whole lot of shit is happening.
D2
Nerfs,
is totally taking advantage
Luna's
of
Howl.
stagnancy.
Luna's Howl being nerfed, Not Forgotten being nerfed. Obviously, new. No, not all handguns.
Oh, just those ones.
And then also, we're gonna get new pinnacle weapons, so we'll have to see what those are. I'm sure we'll get news on that in the next couple of weeks, or in the next week or two. But you know, it looks like Bungie knows what they're doing and has their sights set on the future. It seems like though we are gonna have like a year of maybe no content. It's gonna be weird, but who knows? They might be doing
Well,
quests like this Perfected quest. that
So
they didn't
they're
announce.
pumping this out
They
in
didn't
June,
announce.
though.
You know, they
And-
didn't announce any of that.
but we've
there's
got-
one other one in. There's one other one in
It comes
September.
out conveniently right in time with E3.
Yeah. And there's-
Again, that's like a big pivotal moment. I know you were saying a lot of companies are starting to shift over to some of the other conferences to be more,
Yeah.
spread around more. But E3 is usually the mark of that season,
Yeah.
and so
Well, they won't have any booths, but they're gonna not need it because they're just gonna launch it, and then everybody that already knows
Yeah.
is already gonna be playing it.
I mean, and
But I mean, what
I think
the
they've been
fuck?
taking
Like,
well, they've
are
been
they-
taking total advantage.
They're not going to tell us about anything?
Who?
Oh,
Fucking Sony. No booth, dog.
oh, no booth.
Well,
I mean,
Sony's like no booth. That means an entire section's gone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means an entire.
I mean, Nintendo's going to
section's
get
gone.
wild.
Dude,
You already
Nintendo
know.
could get wild. That'd be so
About
great.
to go crazy.
Hopefully we get
Then
all
I-
three
I know what
characters for
happened.
Smash coming out.
I know
and
what
then-
happened.
That's
They-
it.
they couldn't get a
Sony
full
having
thing.
no booth at E3 just means that they don't think there's any value to it for them.
That's so fun. You know, it's because it's watered down. E3's watered down now.
Well, imagine if
nothing
it's
like
only
I
in
used
one
to
of the
be.
conference halls this year.
I remember when you went there and you left with bags.
Yeah,
of
that's
shit
because was it past 2 years?
and like
have been public.
information out the ass. You talked about games for 2 years.
Yeah.
You remember you would talk about something for 2 years and it would come out.
Yeah.
Like it was really like groundbreaking. They would hit you with concepts like, "Yo, this
That's
is what
because
our
it's
Maybe
gone
it's
away
just
from industry.
easy to get that information out with
And
social
it's
media and stuff
that-
of that
yeah.
kind of
But
announcement.
it's not even about
And then
that.
streaming the stuff too, and it's like, you know, what are people really gonna play? You know, Sony, as far as their exclusives, like, you know, they could
Almost
be like
aside,
demo release.
I think it's because E3 is monetizing off of it now from the public. The companies feel like, why are we paying you to do this shit now?
It's now a public event.
Yeah, you know what I'm
That
saying?
they're
Like,
charging
this
both
is how
parties to
they-
be
they
involved.
talk the industry shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And now that you're monetizing from the public, it's like we don't even want all this information out unless it's on this, like the website.
We're not getting the right
This.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they're feeling they're not getting a total like
And then-
coverage is probably not as good because it's harder to cover with the larger amounts of people there.
But the people
And then
And the
the
larger
people
amounts of
that,
people
but then it's
turned
harder
away
for you to get,
industry.
yeah. But then it's harder for you to get in there and get on the floor because,
Right.
like, sure, you can go get the interview from the guy that's like in the white room, you know, the sales guys that are in those, you know, private rooms in the back.
Right.
But if you're there to cover E3, you want to be on the floor talking to the people that are right there.
and shit that
And if it's
never
harder for you to do
happens
that, like,
happen now. Like now that it's open to the public, people stealing people's equipment,
Right.
people stealing people's cameras,
right,
bags, computers,
Right.
shit like that. Anything that's sitting in the cup, people stealing that shit.
right.
And it's like I wouldn't.
Because
wanna
before
deal
it was
with
like
it.
just a
We've watched
before it was like a professional
deteriorate.
level.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
Before it was
watched
like a
it
professional
deteriorate
level.
over the past 2
you know,
years.
and the lucky
And that
few
was
who
the
pulled
line
the
that
strings
as soon
got
as
it.
they made it that it was no longer an industry thing and it was a public thing, really opens up that anyone can go. That does, yes, it's great because it means everyone gets an opportunity to go try and do this, but it's totally drawn away the reason that it developed, which was an industry conference to
These
show off
companies-
these things.
companies
And now
would
it's more of a
pay.
market routine.
But this
Now it's
thing-
what do we want to advertise, not
There's
what
a
are we
$1,000
working
ticket. There's a $1,000 ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a $999 VIP.
If you lose your ticket,
What do you
it
get for the
costs
extra
that
dollar?
much. There's nothing new about
I don't
it.
know,
Think
but
about
there's
it.
probably tax, so they're like, oh well, that's how we make it. That's how we make it 1,000.
Reprints,
It's
$1,000.
perfect.
So if you lose your ticket, a reprint is $1,000. They let you know that in your email.
Yeah, but like already it's $299, correct,
Mhm.
to just get in, and then you could pay $600 more for that for what? What are you getting? Is
You
that
go
how
on
you
get
get
involved
swag
with the
bags?
You
brands.
get you
But
get
we
Disney
would
level
just,
lines
when we were
for
going,
betas.
when we could get in, but now like the stuff is way more rigorous. Like it's harder to get into E3 for your, you know, common content
You're getting a-
developer or anybody else. So like
It's a convention now.
now you
Even
got
though
now
it is-
because they're like, okay, well this person's gonna pay. You know, we made it harder, so then like if you really want to go there, then you can pay, and you can still get coverage,
But
and you can still,
this
you know what I
is where
mean?
they
Like,
fucked up. Like this was it was a closed event for a reason.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff that was like, you know those little shitty booths you see in the back that you never really pay attention to.
Right.
But some you go back to, you're like, whoa, this is some wild shit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the VR shit was back there. You know, everything, all the crazy new
Rocky's at the
revolutionary
VR
shit
porn.
is like tucked in the back. All the crazy shit's tucked in the back, and it's future tech for these companies. Like so,
There was some cool
it was like making it open to the public and shit. It was just weird. Like these people weren't able to give the right shit to the right people. Like remember,
No, I know
the
exactly
giveaway
what you
shit
mean.
was completely different. Like now they make it all trinky, where it's like, oh, it's a toy and shit like that.
or
It's
also,
McDonald's print and play type
Yeah.
stuff.
but
But
you'd be in
versus,
line.
like-
You'd be in line too. Like you'd be in line to test the game. Like you're, for instance, I was in the line to do the Final Fantasy VR, and like within the line, you're like actually you know, the person who's behind you is so and so from this company, and the person in front of you is so and so from this company, and the person of, you know, and now it's like that's just a guy who, you know, and I'm not knocking this, but you're like, that's just a guy who loves video games. that's just that's a fan. That's a fan. That's not like, remember it was very few fans
That's
that
what
got
it is
in,
now.
but it was very few fans that got in through like the Xbox giveaways. Nintendo probably had one. Sony probably even had one. So it was like a handful of people that got in through that way. And now that's like the majority of who's there because
But
the
that was
developer
their social media
is not
trend
trying to be
before.
there.
But that
Now-
was the thing that they should have done. Like, let a small amount through each company in. Like, Sony.
Yeah,
should
but
have
not
it,
through
Nintendo.
money.
And
Because
that
like
was
now
that
everybody's
was,
going to
that
money.
was like an
Like that.
Xbox program, but that's the thing about like what this has become. This has 3 years ago, going there was when you waited in line for an experience, you got a video that expressed what the game is. You got some design details. You got what they're working on, what their goals are, what their intentions are, what their technology is. Then after that video and that
like complete
Whatever, like-
introductory
yeah,
inside a like conference room, like those
exactly.
are dope.
That's what it was. And then you
Bruh.
tested the game because it was designed around developers.
Right.
Where now, last year and the year before,
I watched
all
it
it was
deteriorate. I've
waiting
been
in
going-
line to try the game.
Right.
Also, look at all the items they're giving you. Now they're selling more trinkets.
Right.
And like before, it's
That's
like
what
they're
I'm
like
talking
these
about,
little
like
McDonald's,
the
Toys
shop
R Us,
shit,
like
dog.
little.
Like that
junky
shop
things.
shit, it wasn't back there. It wasn't no shop shit. Like those
Yeah.
areas were for like real companies and information, and then that company would give you something dope every blue moon. Like I remember you could go get a graphic card that was worth thousands of dollars, and they would just give them to you because you were a part of the industry.
Exactly.
Like they would just be like, here, and you would be like, what the fuck? Like I can't believe.
And
this
that's
game
where
is
it's
this.
not anymore because that's not what it is anymore. It
Like
is
you're
now
walking by something and then like
Comic-Con. That's what it is
a
now.
case of for an iPhone or a case for the new
Yeah.
whatever would fly past you. They were just slinging them out.
Yeah.
You grab
Yeah.
one, you'd be like, all right, cool, and like you just have all this cool shit that was coming out that year. You wouldn't be able to pay for it. It wasn't sold because it wasn't out.
And then the
Remember,
shit
like that's the type of
what
stuff
it
we were
was.
getting.
That's
yeah.
why it held
Exclusive
value.
shit to
That's
E3.
why it was special. That's why it was an industry event.
Remember these coins?
Yes.
We got these coins, and then they sold the coins.
Yeah.
And
But-
then they sold the coins. They were like, "Oh yeah, you can just buy these coins now."
And that's what you see now. It's just it is not. It's a Comic-Con now. It is not an industry event.
Yeah, they fucked it off, man, and it lost its value. So now people are backing out.
So like
In
Sony's
this
like, I don't want to
conversation-
pay that much money for a fucking commercial. I'm gonna go do something that matters. It's a bummer that it's going in that direction.
Yeah.
They should just do a better job of making a public type event like
Bruh.
that.
My first
and
time
an
going,
industry
I was
type
like
event like
16
that.
or 17, dog. And I remember how like sketchy it was being there. You had to be like really on your
You
shit.
had to like wear a
And be
suit. Like
careful, like-
you pull out some church
Bruh.
clothes. Like no, I'm here
if
for
you
the
weren't in a
industry.
polo, dog, like you were getting pressed by security. Like you had to rock a polo type
you work
shit.
for?
And if you did wear like a T-shirt, it better be a fucking video game T-shirt. Like it better say Nintendo or Sony. And I'm not talking about like, oh,
Yeah.
you're wearing a Zelda shirt. No, this shit better say Nintendo on it.
Right.
And Zelda might be huge on the back because 10 people are wearing that because they're part of some Zelda team.
Yeah.
Like you could not fuck around at E3, and like it wasn't no thieves and shit. If you were stealing, dog, you would get caught immediately because what you could actually see what people are doing. It's enough room. You know what
Now
I
you
mean?
got
But
the
now
everyday
it's so
person.
tight, dog. It's so fucking tight, and the lines are so long. You can't keep up with anything.
Worse,
So,
most people are streaming
Yeah.
for it now too. So like everybody there has cameras and equipment and shit to support stuff.
Yeah, no, it's totally true.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
totally true. E3 has definitely lost some quality.
At the same time, it'd be
it's
nice to go
become
though.
lackluster.
Lackluster is
Or is
word.
that just
very favorite word?
We're
our
that
favorite word
spoiled.
around here. I know it's not really that. we're
No,
that
no,
spoiled
they
either,
really.
though, I don't
Well,
think.
it's you've watched the change over the past few years.
Yeah,
You've
it
watched
was
it
shit,
change
man.
who it's advertised for, what it's designed around, what they give you there, what the experience is. Everything's different. I
Oh my
enjoyed
God.
learning about
Dude,
design of games.
the
I enjoyed
company that
learning
made
about
that,
these processes that you don't even get anymore as an
Okay,
experience.
you know the movie what was that? Gamer? Is
Gamer.
that what it's called? That fucking movie where you had those things where you were running and you had a gun and all that shit. Like there was a company developing Call of Duty this way, dog.
Yeah.
And they were trying to develop it cheap where you can afford it.
Right.
And everybody was
crazy.
like walking on the shit and like it was the most crazy shit I had ever did, dog. This was like maybe 6 or 7 years ago, man. And And I remember, like, I think they came like 3 times after that, and then they just said they can't afford to do it anymore. They can't afford to come because it's so expensive. And it's like they're fucking the little guy who was like the future all the time. Like,
yeah, when it was
E3
when that's who the guys that were starting
Yeah.
it, that's where they got their start. You know,
But
yeah.
they're at every other event, but they're not at E3.
Look at
Why
what E3 is. E3 doesn't have any live
is no longer
performers.
professional.
E3
That's
only
the thing.
has booths,
They were-
booths are sold spaces.
So
Yeah.
as of 6 years ago, literally the transition started to happen into what it is today.
It's
Because
unfortunate.
they were opening it to the public.
Well,
it's no
E3
longer
has a choice then.
a
Do they
real
start bringing in
industry
something
event.
like some live bands and stuff, or do they start closing people out again and making an exclusive experience?
Like last year for the Fortnite area.
They gotta choose.
That was ridiculous. Fortnite had a huge area. Dog.
The
It was
number
fucking
of
huge.
people in line just to play Fortnite, even
Bruh.
though it is, you
Hey,
could play it at home, you could play it on your phone
This
in the
shit
line.
was nothing
Why
special
are you there
about
to
this.
play
It was just
Fortnite?
Fortnite
I think that's why
themed area.
Sony is that's like Sony's like we're
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah, it's a
that's
joke.
it. I'm not
It's
going.
not an
I'm not spending a
industry
shitload
anymore.
of money to go
I
be
don't
an
even blame 'em.
advertisement there. I'll
And
pay
I know
for
they
a
They
fucking
totally
commercial.
abused that. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a total abuse of it. That type of thing should not be at E3.
Yeah, that was
I
disgusting.
totally agree with
I was disgusted when I saw that, and everybody that was there was like, "What the fuck is this, dog?"
It was even
People
all the
was
way in the
literally
corner.
You know what?
asking.
That's the E3 is probably the number one place where you would go, and if let's take away that the Fortnite event is there, and just ask the people that are there then, not there because of Fortnite. Ask the people that are there for E3. Guarantee you, they're like, we really probably don't care for Fortnite. Fortnite's not an E3 appearing game because there's not enough really to it to be a E3. You don't need E3 to go, hey, we're coming out with Fortnite,
Yeah.
a free battle royale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
Well,
you
it
go
was
to
out- it
E3
was
because
out.
we're trying to find out what's happening for the next 5 years in our industry.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Not
But
what
that's not what
is
E3 sells it as now.
Exactly. And it's becoming a more immediate, this is what's happening now type of stuff. Remember, like, E3 would be like, man, we're going to see some stuff that we have never even got a glimpse of before.
Bruh.
And we're going to be fucking, just full-fledged, get the full informational background, everything. How many times? Scalebound? Like, remember,
No,
like, that
no.
we were so devastated when we found out that was coming out.
because we were talking about it for 2 years.
Yes, but it's like E3, that's where it was, and then now we're not seeing things like that.
I heard it might be coming.
I
to
heard,
Switch.
yeah, there's some talk about Scalebound reappearing. There
To
is some talk.
Switch, though,
And
that's
I hate to bring it up
okay.
like that, says it could derail us from our current
yeah, let's-
conversation. But the truth of the matter is that
Don't waste your money on E3.
yeah, well, it's if you're getting in on the industry side, then yes, it's good to go. It's good to get good
Hey, then you're not
coverage.
really buying it.
But you're not really, yeah, exactly. But
company
like, the fact that they allowed this, and it's been this 2 years in a row. Maybe for the third year, they realized like the impact it made, and they
They're
get
gonna
rid
find
of it.
out.
Every company there has switched their whole.
Yeah,
game
they're like,
up
we're
on
not
how
bringing.
they do
No,
it.
I know. In other industries, when there's
But-
stuff
but-
like this is what happens. It
But
gets
Ubisoft and Square Enix are the only two purists there still.
Yeah.
That's it. They're
Yeah,
the
Square
only
Enix
ones
is
who are
they're
the-
both right down
we'll
the street.
See this year.
They're
then.
both right.
Yeah.
They're going to be
Square
a
Enix is
great
right down the
definer
street.
of. They're going to be pillars that if you see
But-
those wobbly this year, if they ain't investing that much,
We'll
they're
see.
just making it a big old commercial, like
Yeah.
like most of the booths have become.
Yeah, right.
Bruh, when you get in line and shit, they don't like you know how they used to come and talk to you?
Yep.
Yeah.
They give you information,
Yeah.
give you some info.
Come by the
like,
booth, this and
It
that.
was
they'll
an
give you
industry
paperwork
event.
on it
Right,
and everything,
right.
so you can actually look it up
Yeah.
and all this
Which
shit.
is, I love that type of stuff.
Bro, that's what I loved about it.
Infographics,
too.
yeah.
It was literally, they would give you in-depth and talk to you the entire time, and they made it so personal, you know what I mean? So you, and it wasn't like you were just having a conversation. It'd be like,
No, you're
four
getting to know the
talking
You're
to
getting
this
ready
guy.
to know the company that you're
Bro.
potentially going to be buying.
I
You know,
watched-
the video games for maybe the rest of your life.
The
from.
only people
You know?
like that, dog. And if you weren't talking about the game, they don't give a fuck about your day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This was business.
Yeah.
Square Enix and Ubisoft,
Right.
the only two purists. That is it. Everybody else was just there like, this was,
Yeah.
you know, you like, yo, information is like, I don't know. When you get right here, ask him. He a developer, right there.
Right.
And then you try to talk to him. He like what the fuck, dog? Like,
Yeah. Look at what
he don't even want to fucking talk to you like a bitch.
like look at Sony's VR experience over the past few years. It's now just turned into the clusterfuck of get on the app and sign in, and
Right.
immediately at 10:01, every single slot was taken up until the end of the day.
Oh, they're using it
and that
again
was the
this year.
VR. And the thing is,
So-
it's like, what are we investing in for all this? What are we actually getting out of this? A bunch of people that are just there. I mean, in the end, they're fans that are coming to see this thing that they're gonna play at home and pay for anyway in a few months.
And the PlayStation
Why are we-
experience has their own PlayStation
That's what I think
experience.
Sony
of it.
feels like right now. Is like they probably put up with so much bullshit to really. Oh, they can't even do that much anymore. And they can't. They're
Dude, the
not getting
PlayStation
money
experience was pretty legit, and it only cost like $80.
Back. Yeah,
And
that
it
was
was
great.
way more legit than.
And that's
I mean,
And they
as
get
far
to
as
control what
E3,
goes on with their fans.
It's not
I
as far
think
as
that's
E3
how
because
it's gonna be
E3
from
is so
now
big.
on.
Yeah.
But like for Sony stuff, that was great. $80, you got a killer swag bag that was probably worth 30 bucks. Like you got a look, this is part of it. Actually, you know, you get a dope like water bottle for the day. You can fill it up while you're cruising around for the day, so it makes sense. You got a sick ass like
Come on,
three
that little
posters,
trigger pop top.
a
right
bunch
there.
of but you got a swag bag right off the bat.
Yeah.
You literally the value of like what you paid.
And they made the
was
game out
there.
of it. There's
Yeah.
the cards to get.
Dude,
from
right,
all the
exactly,
different
like-
things. I still have that.
Me
collection.
too. We could find it here if I wanted to. But like, that's like the kind of thing where you paid, and now it's like E3. They're like, yeah, you're paying to come spend money. You can get
Yeah.
into the exclusive store of E3 stuff, or you can get into this, or go to these other guys who are trying to
Did
sell you
see
stuff.
that
It's
shit,
like,
those stores, dog. Like when you go to the area now, everybody had a store tucked. It
yeah,
was like a
where they would
small
sell,
store.
try to sell
Yeah.
you something. Yeah,
It was
That's-
wild. I
E3
was
doesn't-
like,
trying to get
they-
their money
they're not
back.
giving
They're
things,
trying to
they're
get their
selling
money
things
back
now.
now.
yeah.
And
But we see that. We see that in
Oh, and
in
nobody
other-
delivered. Nobody delivered on what they said when their games came out. Like literally, they said this is how shit was gonna be. Nobody delivered, and
That's
all
been
the
this
free
year.
shit that you signed up for when you were there to get in these games, you didn't get. Nobody delivered
man.
this year.
you know,
or they gave it to everybody anyway.
You know, the funny thing, but even about all that with E3 is other industries. You go to things like, industry events or conventions, and it's the same thing. And they basically like
But they're
the
not gonna
days are
sell out,
separated.
like,
the days are separated
sales
where they allow
conferences like that.
business, and then they allow the public, right? If they want somebody, and like literally like the same
Last
thing.
day should
So
be
like
open to the public.
but
and
so
I
like the
really
same,
feel
but
that
the
way.
same thing though is like that public day. Everybody's like, yeah, okay, like where they would like be giving like maybe a sample of the actual product to the sales guys. They were like, okay, hey, like if you have any chance of even using this or you just want to check it out, like we're more than willing to give you this, right? Because they know that's like it's potentially an end user and it's potentially someone who is going to make some sort of sale or maybe can talk about it in some way or another where it benefits them, right? Well, when you're just straight end user comes, they just want to consume your product, right? They're just strictly a consumer.
Yeah.
And it becomes it turns the value into that what your thing is now. It's just a consumable. When really when you're developing something, it's not, yeah, of course that's the end game, we're trying to sell it. But like when I'm talking to you about it, like I don't want it to be talked about as like just something that somebody's gonna go put in there and then judge. Like I want to talk to you about like the technology behind it, what it took, how we got here, this or that. Like this is what the information that we're talking about.
You invested more time
Rather
in each
than
booth.
then here you go, buddy, and the guy's like, fucking sweet, dude. Boom, I'm out of here. Like I got the fucking dope Zelda coin. Boom, I'm out. Like
Yeah.
that's all I came
Oh my
for.
God.
You know what I
And
mean?
the
Like
shit-
whereas you give
filling the
you give
bags, bro.
you're to at the when
yeah.
you're talking to the business guy, you give him the developer the coin. You're like, hey man, here's the coin. Da, da, and they're like. They look like, for instance, they get nerdy about it. You know what I mean? Where you got the guy that paid the $300. He's in there like, I need to get my stuff. I need to do, you know what I mean? Like they're looking for stuff.
Bro,
they're looking to
this
get
shit.
hooked up.
So-
It's like
Giving-
it was never
giving
about the
away
hookup. It
bags,
was never
dog.
about the hookup at E3. But you know you were gonna get mad stuff. Like you
Bruh,
just knew it.
You
Now
know how
they're
you
like,
walk in to get a bag
it's crazy now. You know,
for your stuff. Like they put your bag.
people
they
were
put the
taking
bags up
6
in-
and 10
No,
or 6
dog,
bags,
taking the
handfuls.
entire stack.
Yeah, I didn't
and
even
just
get
leave
one.
it,
I went to
bro.
go
Yeah,
get
they
the
gotta
Final
give 'em to
Fantasy
their
one, and I
followers.
didn't get a Final Fantasy
you
one.
won't get
I didn't get
any
the
of
Square
them.
Enix one because somebody had literally a stack of 10. He went in. They're all for free. Like There's
You don't
tons
even
of
have to
them.
ask, it's
You
just
don't have to ask
available.
them. They're literally for you to take and carry your stuff around in.
And somebody
asshole just is going. Yeah.
Took one bag, opened it,
put them all in there.
Yeah, and he's going to sell them, try to sell them on eBay.
That was
It's
like,
Oh,
you
not
fucking
try. They were doing
assholes.
it. No, I've never done
But you
something
know,
like that.
you know, that's the type of shit that we're talking.
Honestly,
Yeah.
like, I'm a douchebag, but I respect the code at E3 and
Yeah, 'cause
when we're
we're
playing
like-
a game too. If we're
I'm not
playing a
trying to
game-
have that shit taken away from me. I'm not
Yeah.
at E3 to risk anything. I'm there to fucking
I'm at E3 for an
take
experience,
advantage of the
man.
opportunity that I was given to fucking be there and not try to fuck it up. I ain't doing anything stupid. I'm out there showing my badge to the motherfucker who's looking at him and shit. I ain't trying to like not have it be shown. Like, you know, I'm willing to do whatever it takes because I want to be there. That's all that I care about. I don't care about fucking taking advantage of somebody once I'm inside. I want nobody to bother me and me to just be able to do, you know, get in there, get some games played, get through the new shit, go through and, you know, the shit that I thought about and try to make my schedule on. I want to be able to go and do those things. That's what I'm doing there. Like, it's more of like the task, focus on the task at hand type stuff. We're not really there leisurely, like, you know, we're trying to see as much as we can.
Yeah.
As much as, like, because there's so much. We don't even get to see it all. Every year you don't get to see it all.
And you're not like it wasn't
So-
like you were waiting in lines at Disneyland. You were choosing which booths you were going to because it was a long experience.
Yeah.
It
And
was
so you
spent an hour with
Yeah.
them because you
Right.
had 30 minutes of conference
Right.
and then 30 minutes of demo.
Right.
They took you through what you were going to do. They told you what was going on. They told you what they even wanted you to test in that game, or
Yeah,
how they
yeah.
wanted you to play it, or how they wanted you to
Exactly.
experience it.
Yeah, 3 years ago,
you were
far
very
better
connected
experience.
to their development. They talked to you about what the experience was like while you were playing it, and now it is a commercial. That's like the
Yeah.
only way to really express it from me.
True that. True that.
It's bullshit, dog. Bullshit.
True
Brought to you
that.
by Carl's Jr.
It makes me sad because I don't see E3 being a thing that I want to go to anymore like that. Like, because like Vegas is about to start some shit and that might just be the better route because it's industry.
Because Vegas?
No, it's industry. It ain't
Yeah.
open to the public. Like, this shit being open to the public has just really watered it down to a point where it's shit I can just Google.
Yeah.
Like, and I already have Flipboard, so most of the shit is just already popping up there. And then, like, all the new companies and shit, they can't afford to do it. So they just gotta, like, this new technology, I don't know how it's gonna get out. Like, all that new technology is just... it
Yeah,
can't
that's
even-
coming from like, you know, a developer in his garage that
Like Cleaversoft,
yeah.
dog. Remember
an indie
Cleaversoft?
developer where it's only 2 guys and they're fucking banging, making everything happen for
Cleaversoft
whether
with that
it's
They've been
small
living in
little
their
whether
white
it's a
garage for
controller
4 years.
peripheral or it's a new game or
Bruh.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's so much
Cleaversoft.
stuff that has to do with gaming.
Cleaversoft was in the back, tucked in a corner, dark. You didn't even know what the fuck
Right.
it was.
That's
You
what they could
walked
afford
over
at
there.
the time.
They were just a little piece of shit in the corner.
Yeah.
You didn't even notice them. And then when you went over there, they had an amazing game. And like, they weren't there the next year. They were like, yeah, we'll be here next year. We'll have a better version of it. And, you know, we're going to start shopping it. It took 3 years for them to get picked up. Sony picked them up. It took 3 years, and they couldn't make it to E3. They couldn't afford it. I've been in contact with them the whole time.
And that's, you're going to lose all those developers.
Yeah,
now.
it's like, man, if it wasn't for social media, dog, like all these companies that I was really interested in, I wouldn't even know anything. I wouldn't see anything about them anymore.
Right.
Because they can't make it to what's important. E3 was there to inform the industry and potential investors, and I don't
Yeah,
know.
I would really like to know like the international numbers of like, because when we were going, it was full of people from all over the world,
Mhm.
Yeah.
all over the country. I would like to know if that is still the same, like their appearance, because you have to think with
It's
the
not.
sales, like how many people in LA that are aware of all, because you know LA blows
Full of
up.
nerds.
Bruh.
We
But you know
are
it blows
everywhere
up
in here,
with
too.
E3,
It
like
lost
all
its
around
industry,
the
though.
all the exactly.
Events
But then,
everywhere around
but
it.
then now so LA, it's just you're getting the population of LA. They're like, oh sweet, it's in our backyard. It's $300. We don't have to pay for travel.
Bruh.
I don't have to get a hotel to stay
Yeah.
anywhere. Da da da.
This is
Boom.
how wild it was. Like, you used to, like, if you didn't have time to do something, you're like, hey, you would just walk up to him and be like, yo, I'm out. I gotta take a flight in 2 hours. I don't have time for this line,
Yeah.
but this is important.
You're right.
You know, they would just be like, and let
Yeah.
you through. Make sure you got every piece of literature Plus, they would give you like the gift they were giving at
Right.
the end, and try to sneak you in to watch the video or get a few seconds in
Yeah.
on the game because they wanted you to experience it because it was important.
Right.
It was important for you to do that because the company, they look at your badge and be like, oh, we definitely need this fool to play
Yeah,
the
we
game.
want to know. Yeah, exactly.
Like
We want
it was
this.
like that. It was like, oh, this is the
Yeah.
company you're up under, or even if you were a dying company, they would be like, oh, so you guys still
Oh, well, you got AOL games there.
bro, like straight up, they would look at you and be like, oh, okay, Konami or AOL games,
Yeah.
or do you guys need work? And you would be like, yeah, we still looking for some development companies to pick us up. We still doing it, but we need to be picked up on a bigger project.
The
and
whole
they would give
grassroots
you
is
cards.
gonna be gone now.
They would be like, yo, call this guy because we're starting a smaller
Hey.
AOL game.
AOL game.
See, these are the OG passes right here.
Yeah,
though. We can't
dog.
show you that one. Though.
That's funny, man.
can't show you
The
that
fact that you just had that ready. Oh damn.
But that's the thing. They fucked it off, man. E3 was really.
All right, well, let's flip it a little bit.
It was
What's
the shit.
what are you excited to see come from E3? We
I
got
don't
some.
even
We
know
got
what they're doing
something
this
coming
now.
out. I mean, helps. I'm excited to see what Nintendo announces for
Yeah,
two Switches.
that's what
Granted,
I
that's
wanna
only a
see.
rumor.
I want to see
But-
if they do. I want to see if they unveil that. I want to see if
I
they
wanna see
unveil
the
that.
Fortnite
And then
moves.
I want to see what
you.
we have. I just know that Nintendo has to have something new, some new IP that is going to be their exclusives. That is moving into this. Because they've been bringing over the more adult, mature games.
Yeah.
So I want to see which ones that they're doing. I think that it's time, and that they got something like maybe if this Metroid is a little bit more on the gritty dark side.
That'd be
You
cool,
know what I'm
that'd be
saying?
cool,
Like
yeah.
I want to see if that's what they're going for. I want to see something like that. So maybe even the Metroid announcement or some video for it.
Nintendo is moving more mature, so
Yeah,
they
so
they
let's
have
see
to
if
be
there's
a little
something
more.
there. That's what I'm looking, maybe, wish listing for. Things that.
What do you think the difference is going to be between these two consoles?
Well, the rumor is that one's going to be like the same thing that the Pro or the
But like, how
the
pro can that
1X.
thing get? You know?
Yeah, but it's just supposed to be a higher end deal, maybe a little bit faster processing.
I guess
maybe a little
processing,
higher
I'd
CPU.
expect there to be a big update.
Well, I think that really is.
But I don't think
that-
graphics are going to get any better.
No, it's just going to be able to run like Dark Souls.
Yes.
It's not going to have that stutter issue. Skyrim, not going to have that stutter
just
issue.
get
Any of those
stability.
bigger games that are taking more power, they
Bigger
have
battery, probably a thicker device, maybe
a
even?
thicker device that's not so much intended to be portable.
Yes,
Right?
I think.
And then your super portable version
Yes.
is the other one.
I think too. Part of
Maybe.
it is going to be like, well, this was. I mean, it's Nintendo. Everything's family
Are they
driven
going to
at
keep
first.
making this one the classic?
Yeah, it's that one's in full production.
Um,
There's not going to be no. There's
yeah.
no. They're not taking it away. That's their flagship.
Okay.
Now the question is like, so would all of them have to be able to fit in the same dock?
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
would
what I'm
think
saying. If
so.
you're
That'd
buying
be
the
a big
whole
question.
new one,
So
then
how
you'd
much can
imagine
you
that you'd get
really
rid of that.
change it to do that? Now I would expect the Pro one or whatever to probably have a
But this
slightly
one's gotta
bigger
realize,
screen.
Those tablets, like this, ain't nothing but a fucking tablet. And some of these tablets are just wild
Yeah.
as fuck.
But the thing is that everything
much
needs
more
to
than
work.
tablet.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Though.
But
So much more
everything
than
needs
a
the
tablet.
same
Honestly,
interconnectivity.
You just downplayed a tablet. Like a
You
tablet
did.
is what?
You just downplayed a Switch by calling it a tablet.
It
There's no
Well, it's got more
tablet that can do
sensors
this.
in some of these things because of like the way it handles
I don't
motion.
know,
Tablets
that-
can't play.
The motion is very
1080
accurate
games
in
like
this.
Well,
in
that's
terms
the
of
thing.
other
It's
things.
like
The
you know,
Joy-Con
it's-
knows if
it's-
you have
it's-
one ice cube or two ice cubes in the glass. Okay, Rocky.
I'm just
I'm pretty sure that there might even be temperature
That was in the.
sensors
Do you
on
remember
this thing,
that?
too.
That was in the
Yeah.
original. This is the
And it
Switch thing. It was
does.
like
It
it vibrates
has-
if there's
knows-
one ice cube or two ice.
It knows it knows weird shit though about like when it's in your
Yeah.
hand, like it knows like pressure and shit like that. There's
You
a
know
lot
what
of
I really
unusual
want?
sensors in these things that are for like
For
Who
the
knows?
best
Who
Wario
knows?
game ever.
Yes.
I want another
eventually,
Wario
right,
Wario
exactly.
game.
Eventually for the
That's-
best Wario
we are
game
ready
that ever
for it,
comes out.
Nintendo. Give us what we want. WarioWare for Switch.
I mean, they should just re-release the one that they had. That one was good.
Oh man, the last one where they
That's
had
great.
like the
That's great.
guy talking like the just super peaceful.
Yeah.
Each position with the Wiimote.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh,
That
man,
is so classic.
That's
It's nothing
one,
better than that.
One of my favorite games on the entire Wii generation. was
Nothing
that
better
game.
than that.
But I
dude.
mean, a new one actually would be pretty dope.
I'd love to
now
get a
that I think about
WarioWare
it.
game.
Yeah, that would be pretty dope.
But no, I'm just curious with like different systems. they still want like a Joy-Con to fit on every one of those options, I would
I
assume,
assume, yeah.
unless they're trying to go more towards a 3DS kind of design on the smaller version.
Aren't they supposed to be like this though?
That's what I would assume. So what? How much
Yeah,
can you
we
actually change
don't
the
know.
same size thing? If its dimensions stayed the same, how different could?
I mean, you've never
Different
opened
versions
it up.
be.
You don't even realize how much space is probably left in there.
You're right. That's why. That's
And
where
you
my
stack
questions are.
chips, so
That's where I'm like really curious because also like this thing already deals with heat issues. It's got this decent fan in the top, but like it does deal with heat issues, especially if you're playing on the dock. So I'm just asking questions. I'm
No,
really
no, I
curious
get
of
where
like
you're
where
coming
this can
from,
go.
man. I'm pretty interested in
It's
that too.
probably
because
one of
I'm
the
only
hottest
waiting
rumors that I've
because
been hearing for the longest time about
I want to
E3
see
this year.
how which ones come out because
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason why I've waited to get mine because I was actually going to get it a couple weeks ago.
I'm also super hype on some Pokemon. I cannot wait to see more of Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield, yeah, that looks killer. That's gonna
There's
be
another
the
video
Switch.
that came out not too long ago.
That's gonna be the
Everything still
Switch,
looks-
freaking like ultimate Pokemon, where they
Uh,
blend the Let's Go, like
We are
walking around
getting
3D.
a core Pokemon game on the strongest
Right.
system to ever hold it.
Right. So
That's a
we're
changer.
we're looking good on as far as
Yeah.
that goes.
And anyone who played the Let's Go game saw just how good the graphics
Did you guys
were,
fuck with
the
Let's Go?
visual style. I've only watched it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Let's
you
Go,
got-
he's
you
got-
got,
yeah.
the Eevee one.
He gets
huh?
to play with
No,
his
I got
kid.
Pikachu.
It's awesome.
My son just goes Pikachu game, Pikachu game.
You guys gonna go see Detective Pikachu?
I don't know if he's at. I don't know if he's there.
Or you could
for
be
a
like,
whole
you want
movie.
to just put the dancing Pikachu on for him on the TV. That's
I don't know if
perfect.
he's there for a whole. I don't know if he's able to do a whole movie yet at the theater. So
Yeah,
we gotta. That's we gotta test that.
That's fair.
So we gotta see what that's all about. But yeah, it's
Well,
it's
shit, he
almost
gets
about
it
that
free
time.
right now, huh?
I don't know.
You're gonna subject people to that?
I don't know. He is tall as fuck though, so they might be like, "That kid is 9 years old, sir."
He's
That
fucking
argument.
3.
That argument. That'd be funny though.
Was so
He
tall.
identifies as a 3-year-old.
Let me see his driver's license.
That's what I'm like. Yeah, my son's 12. He identifies as a 3-year-old, so he gets in for free. Right? Oh, he's not gonna go on any of the rides. He just gets in. He's 3 years old. He can't, in his mind, he can't go on these rides yet. So he knows that.
I like this. I like this story.
Anyways, what should we get into? Should we take a small break and then come back and finish with some
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat talk?
Oh man, we gotta talk about that because that's a game worth hyping.
For sure. All right, let's do a little breaky, and then we'll be back. The Plug Gaming live from the Batcave. No more Hans Zimmer though. We got some other stuff coming. We got some other music.
What do we got? What do we got?
I don't
for-
know, but you're gonna get something, and it's gonna be video game related. It was in a video game.
We'll get back people like it was Hans Zimmer.
never die. Loyal to my brother, I never lie. Call me bird dog, cause I cheat and I'm fly. And I love winning, I'm upset if it's a tie. If you ever try to go against the game, we gon' drop it. Get you off the ground just to knock you to the floor. Let's go blow for blow. Let's go toe to toe. When it's time to battle, they don't never ever show. When it's time to battle, I'm the first one at the door. At the door. Here we go. It's gonna be next. Straight up. 21.
Fatality. Frost wins. Flawless victory.
Ninja Mime was awesome!
Yeah, I rocked it.
It really tore me up.
Fatality. Johnny Cage wins. Flawless victory.
Cut. Reset.
Deadly uppercut, take two.
Action. Cut.
Who hired this guy? What the fuck? Deadly uppercut, take 19.
Fatality. Johnny Cage wins.
Yeah, blang, shablop, cool, boodoo. Thong song.
We in the song.
We have combat. Oh, the video's already played. Ding!
Look at that timing.
Brand new Mac 90 with the drum set. You a
reiterate,
shit talker, we got drums for that.
That was
Tryna fist fight, boy, you dumb for that.
how
You
you
gon'
said
get a
the
bullet in your lung for that. Draco get the cooking like Blue Shine. FNN on me in the mood sign. Block 19 in the blue flame. I was strapped, but I'm still inside your boot thing. 21 immortal,
Yeah.
you'll never die. Loyal to my brother, I never
nobody
lie.
ever had
Call me bird dog, cause I cheat and I'm
Dude,
fly.
the Sonic
And I
one was
love
the
winning, I'm
best.
upset if
The
it's a
child,
tie. If you
little,
ever try to go
egg.
against the game, we gon' drop
Egg. You'd have to fucking hatch that egg, then nourish that motherfucker, then if you go back in the game, he'd like give you like he'd give you like a crazy boost, yeah, but then he'd give you a crazy boost. Oh my god.
How
I'm
weird
firing
that
up.
was when it came to him.
I'm firing up this guy.
How you take your focus on the people and see what what play it was?
Honestly, like
They
a
were
technology
ahead of the
that
time.
certainly should be revisited.
Get you off the
and
ground just to
made
knock you to the
effective.
floor.
Like,
Let's go
definitely
blow for
should do
blow.
that because
Let's go toe to toe. When
not
it's time to
only-
battle,
okay,
they
so
don't
I guess I
never
could
my
ever
take
show.
favorite, one of my
When it's time to
favorite-
battle, I'm the first one at the
favorite Nintendo
door. At the
One
door.
of my favorite
Here we go.
Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, right? With Game Boy Advance. This is GameCube, but you could have the, they had even at that
Gonna
time
be
they had the
niche.
GameCube stackable, like with the Game Boy Advance inside there. So they were doing a lot of
Yeah, that's
preferable
how I
They
had
do
it.
that a lot.
They had the Game Boy Advance hooked up back into your GameCube, and that
Straight
became
up.
your map and how you could like get your grid out to where the places you search for treasure, because like the whole thing, you have to sail the sea,
Yeah.
drop your anchor to your magnet or your claw to pick up treasure to find where to go to the
That
next
tiny
place.
little
that.
pixel thing.
Yeah,
where you
right.
Right,
actually-
and then your Game Boy Advance became your Tingle guy, right? So he was that when he would pop them up and pop up on your Game
So
Boy Advance.
smart.
You go through that, be like. So now you're like navigating on a much more smaller screen that's like more pinpointy than your GameCube, which was like cool. You could still do it and it works fine, but like it was your guy. It was like the Tingle guy lived inside your Game Boy Advance, and then you could do everything through it that he was doing for you, navigation, this or that, plot
That's
your
so
course, and then it was a right pad, all kinds of stuff. Like it was next level when it came
ahead of
to
its
it. So then they did that again with the Wii U with Wind Waker. You could do that with the controller, right? If you use the standard Switch controller, Wii U controller, you could put the game on the big screen and then him on your screen and the little dealio, the
So-
actual controller / fucking screen.
Since we talked a bunch of E3 stuff before, I remember at one E3, back when the Wii U was still brand new.
Are we
they were-
supposed to be talking about Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. All right, enough on
No,
Nintendo.
just go on your
We
E3
talked about-
thing.
nah.
Finish your
Well,
thought.
they had a demo where you were actually using like the gamepad specifically to shoot arrows in a
Yeah.
weird Zelda game, and they had a lot of other like more use the Wii U gamepad as one device and the TV as another. It was like early on in the
they
Wii
did
U,
a lot
but
of dumb
it was a
shit.
total failure
Yeah,
just
they
because
did
it
a
was
lot.
connected to the Wii.
It was like when the Saxons came out and they forced it in the game. Like, fuck. And then they would update them.
I guess thanks for that. Let's talk about Mortal Kombat, which is even on the
Brand new Mac 90 with the drum attached. You a shit talker, we got done for that. Tryna fist fight, boy, you done for that. You gon' get a bullet in your lung for that. Draco get the cooking like Liu Kang. F&N on me in the mood sang. Glock 19 in the blue flame.
Rather than, like,
I was
matching
strapped
combos
inside
or
your
like-
boot thing. 21 immortal. We'll never die. Loyal to my brother. I never lie. Call me bird dog, cause I cheat and I'm fly. And I love winning, I'm upset if it's a tie. If you ever try to go against the game, we gon' drop it.
Like they made it, I guess. So if you go left, right, you know what I mean? It kind of it makes sense. Like I guess like I don't know. It's combos now. Like your character's like moving all completely different.
Well,
I
that
think I got a
Mortal
stab
Kombat's
already
already
Get you
trying
off
to
the
do those
ground
like
just to knock you to
Yeah,
the
it's-
floor.
is that it's like
Let's go
very-
blow for
it's a
blow.
sequence-
Let's go
it's a
toe to toe.
sequence-based
When it's time to
combo.
battle,
It's
they don't
not
never
a
ever
roll
show.
into
When it's time to
a
battle,
series
I'm the
of
first
combos
one at
like
the door. At the door.
disconnect.
Here
It
we
literally
go.
has to go. You realize that
each
in your-
animation.
in your mind, all you need to do is the whole entire sequence. You don't need to do the combo continues. You know what I'm saying?
gonna be
So
niche.
if you hit those sequences with your eyes closed and the first one connects and he doesn't block or reverse you, the entire combo finishes out. Even if you're looking at the screen or not. But, Street Fighter,
Straight
you
up.
need to see how your hit landed, then dictate the next move, whether it's moving up or you're gonna combo him off, or you're gonna try to get away or move back. That is dictated off your previous blow. Whereas it can seem that same way, where you're like, oh, I'm doing that, but the combos themselves are actually broken up. Like you move one move into a combo. Mortal Kombat, it has to be that sequence. One move doesn't just automatically start into a combo.
And
of
even though they're
another
both
thing.
60-frame games, like Mortal Kombat is
Just
a
go
slower
into training.
pace.
Go into training on Mortal Kombat, and it will teach you that.
I'm not trying to.
The like sequence, the button sequence,
And the
because you'll just
training
get
looks
one.
great in
You'll
this
get a
game.
button sequence that's like insanely long, and you'll realize like that's the only way to actually string those types of those types of attacks together. Even though you could technically do them, but you could never combo them like that way to where it would like count as a combo, like an actual combo in the game.
But it's definitely a unique timing compared to
Yes.
like some of, because you're more on the Street Fighter side of things,
yeah,
and
definitely.
so like Mortal Kombat is to me like very Tekken-ish, where it's
But
for
Tekken's kinda the
even
same
like
way.
Oh, but I
timing
mean,
is still impeccable to be good at it, but it's at a slower pace because all the moves are longer and more animated than say Street Fighter, or
But
even
I
they're
mean,
even longer than Smash.
I'm a Mortal Kombat
frames.
guy too. Like I play Mortal Kombat. It's the fact that I don't know. I noticed that it was just weird. Like I played them all, but that one was just. I felt like it was a little slower
Right,
than the
because
others
those graphics
until,
are so real.
Yeah, but once shit got wild, it picked up. Like once I really figured out, okay, these moves are different because it is different. This is different than all the others to me personally.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, but the I don't know, the fight moves and shit were just stiffer until I kind of figured out the timing
And then it
on the
flowed.
punches. Yeah, because
That makes sense,
Even
yeah.
if
It feels that way.
you could do the sequence like okay, punch, you know, like a certain way, but it didn't mean shit. Like it was like distance really made a difference. Like it wasn't always like that. As long as they punched you, you just kind of went down. This one,
I think they controlled
factored
range better in this
yeah,
game.
Yeah,
though,
they did.
too.
They the distance and range was just the range just was. It was just better. I don't know.
Talking like moves and stuff though. How about the fact that rather than picking a style, you're literally customizing your move set.
Yeah.
It's everyone. If you haven't played the game yet, you have like essentially you create custom characters, you unlock skins for them. There's a whole thing about that, but you rather than pick one of 3 styles, you get to customize their move set just a little bit. Everyone has like so many base special moves for every single Raiden, but you get to pick 3 like tweaks to their move set. Either it adds moves or
make 'em
adds
yours.
special abilities, or
Yeah.
like some of them will like add a weapon. I play Aaron Black, and so one of his custom things you can add makes it so that all his combos have follow-ups where he uses the handgun. And so you get just extra hits. So, like, you just get to mix up this game entirely, but it still feels like the same type of Mortal Kombat balance. They sped everything up in this game.
Yeah.
No more fucking X-rays. Instead, it's like if you get the right timing with different types of special moves, they all have their own X-ray moment.
Yeah.
And they're visceral. Like, they are visceral. They just, like Scorpion, if you get the hook shot at maximum distance, you get the zoom in, and it's like one X-ray hit
That
and a
shit
shitload of damage.
was
Look,
tight.
what? I have not seen this one yet.
Hold on, we're gonna put them all on here. and
We
can
just
talk
doing a
about 'em.
fatality run right
yeah,
now?
we're gonna do a fatality
Good.
run. Real quick.
These things are great in this game.
We're gonna do
Oh,
a fatality run real quick. And
I didn't do any fatalities.
The story I hear is insane. I didn't play the story at all yet. They added this whole crypt mode where you get to like go into like an
Crypt
RPG
mode?
style.
Don't tell Rock that.
Different kind of crypt. We're talking like the Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, I know.
Nah, you get to like creep around and like you just smash shit basically. Like, how do you describe that mode? It's like a looter version that you collect gold and things. It's very.
We're getting the
free-to-play
fatalities
game
here. We're
style
gonna
to
go over the fatalities. But yeah, Mortal
But-
Kombat's always been great. Like, there's not really.
This is one of the best
you know,
ones.
no, it is
out of all of them.
But like, we say that when all the
Yeah,
Mortal
I'm about
Kombat's
to
come
say that.
out.
You know what? The past 3
And that's
games
why
they've
they do
been on
so
a
good.
run, and they
And it's
took
the
it to
same
a whole
guys.
nother level in this.
It's the same guys from the first one. Ed Boon and Tobias. I can't remember his,
How
but
about-
it's basically they're easy because Noob Saibot
Yeah.
is Tobias and Boon backwards. Okay, so that's
That's
who their
really
guy, that's who their guy
Oh
is, and that's been
my.
like that forever since his first.
Dude,
Whoopsie
lessons left and
experience.
right, yeah.
Oh my God! So
Toasty.
Reptile, the Toasty, which is what they did with Scorpion, but that's how you fought Noob would get him because there's smoke, which is a variation
I loved smoke.
of the same thing.
Yeah. Dude, the
Which
whole
is
space
so
moves,
great because it also goes back into like
Smoke Slash.
So Reptile story, Smoke story, even like Cyber Smoke, where they did that, where they
I'm
had a
glad
version
that
of
they
him
actually started
in
giving them
3
their own look
trilogy.
and shit, though.
Right?
And
And now
but they
you
go
can,
back
like,
and so much.
Mix
it's so
between
good.
the old and the new. I mean, how about that?
Yeah.
Like all these characters, you have like these old or dead zombie
Yeah.
versions of them,
Yeah.
and then their classic new
Right.
characters, and
Yeah.
that's part of the story. So then the first Mortal Kombat, where you're literally customizing each one of your characters and what they look like, you get to mix between all the worlds.
Who's your favorite character?
Aaron, right in this one, well, the last one was Aaron Black. I think he may still be in this, but he plays a little different. I used to like you had a lot more handgun control in the last one, where like you could use a quick stamp,
This
quick
is
shot
Power
stance,
Picks video,
and then either
so
shoot
give him a
down or
shout out
up
to
or
his
up,
video,
like,
yeah.
and then you don't have that.
Ooh,
That hammer.
Fatality.
It's always been Scorpion.
Shao
Husband Scorpion,
Kahn.
just
yeah, I'm a
same
Scorpion. I'm a ninja.
I like Devore a lot. Oh man, that just like
I remember
stunted
everybody.
neck.
Liu Kang. So yeah, Liu Kang Kung Lao
Fatality.
actually, like, I love everybody. Liu
Shao
Kang Kung
Kahn.
Lao.
I used to be a big Jade fan. And I think I did really good with her
Reptile,
in this one. I like her a
tops.
lot in this one. It's like still throwing that face in. Oh man.
Fatality. Frost wins.
They just made Frost super weird.
Hello. It's a Metroid finish right there. What did she just?
Why is he
do?
so?
Fatality.
Oh man, she
Frost
just.
wins.
She just Renaissance you, like now you're just stuck in there,
That was-
like your mind's alive. Cryogenically froze you.
What is it? Doctor Who, the Cyberbot, or the Cyberman?
Cryogenically frozen to preserve
Mine
his
was
brain.
awesome.
and then
Johnny
he
Cage
stole
is
it.
funny as hell. in
So
this.
extra now.
I love it. So like Johnny Cage is one of them where you get to customize his belt buckle,
Fatality.
and they're all just.
Johnny Cage wins. Flawless victory.
And you got
Yeah,
his
they-
daughter
they-
in this one.
Made his character
Cut.
just-
Reset.
Ooh, the jaw just
Uppercut, take
hanging.
2.
Jackson's
Action.
daughter is really good. in this one.
Cut.
Who hired this guy? What the
She
fuck?
got like all
Deadly
sorts of
uppercut,
grenade
take
moves and
19.
shit. She has like a little tiny like grenade launcher where she can shotgun.
The thing is, I was
Fatality.
playing against my homie, so I
Johnny
was using
Cage
Scorpion and I was beating the shit out of
wins.
him. But
Yeah,
it
you
just
gotta bring the
Blade calling
kids.
in air support.
yeah, you know, so I didn't really get to see the character. I got to see
Sonya Blade?
Right up into the plate.
Fatality. Sonya wins.
Sonya Blade.
terrible fatality.
What do we got here? That is not hard. That's way hard. Acme Anvil him.
Fatality.
Why though?
Christopher the
Why?
lady down with the little
That
rubber.
shit was extra now. They took it to a whole
That's
nother
what they
level.
all are in this. I feel like the extra.
Get your shit out of this shit.
Little heart.
Fatality. Cassie Cage
They're
wins.
they're just taking the pop culture and engraving
They're
it
just-
straight into fatality.
They're Mortal Kombat the fuck out. I love that's what
Ooh.
the
Fatality.
ultra nut
Oh, shit.
kick. Oh
Cassie
man,
Cage
God.
wins. Flawless victory.
Johnny Cage ain't nothing. What up, Jax? What's that backpack?
Fatality.
That's a cold.
Jax wins.
Oh yeah, he's got that weird element where like his gloves heat up, or his arms heat up, and then it's like he gets
Fatality.
That's a weird thing. Like it's a weird stacking
Jax
thing.
wins.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Flawless victory.
I tried and I couldn't get it.
Fatality.
I was about to be like, that's a weak fatality.
How do you
They
fly
did that.
through him, but his spine was still
Flawless
Because he has the
victory.
teleport though.
teleported only around his. Damn,
Fatality.
that is Scorpion.
Wins. Flawless victory.
That was pretty
Who we
bad.
got next? Who we got next?
Is that what he looks like in this one?
Yeah,
Noob Saibot wins. Flawless victory.
Noob. Noob
Oh, yeah,
Saibot.
oh,
It
so
is.
that's what he's looking like in this?
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at
Real
that.
nightmare.
I haven't seen him in this. Yeah, so that's Morbius and Noob. And that's the creators of Mortal Kombat.
Fatality.
That's why there's
been in it
and
since-
Noob's the one that's the
Noob
2.
Saibot
Yeah, and he's been in it since
The second?
the second or third, yeah.
He
Second
wasn't in
one.
the first one,
No,
right?
Roger was Reptile. Didn't win in that.
Reptile. So, we were playing talking phone games before. I was playing the Mortal Kombat phone game. To get you currency for the actual game.
That's great, yeah. I love that. When they actually like so Grand Theft
They're all
Fatality.
tied in that sense.
What
Grand
the
Theft
fuck is
Auto
wrong?
and Destiny
Wins.
are the only
Flawless
like
victory.
companion apps that I've ever really found. That
Hey, that's actually really worse, dog.
yeah, I know. It makes
Because you didn't listen
Right.
unless you trained the motherfucking phone.
That's really funny.
Fatality.
Like he
Baraka
was just
Dice
your
and
bad
dice.
fucking dog. He was
Flawless
attacking
victory.
people on the street and shit. The police
yeah. Then they made Baraka. They made
Baraka's
Dark
are-
Raiden. Raiden now is red. Looks
Yeah.
more.
Fatality.
Raiden's just angry.
Raiden
Yeah, now he's angry.
wins.
But his voice is
Flawless
just as boring.
victory.
Whatever. Oh, dude, and then who is it? Sonya Blade is voiced by Ronda Rousey. But she sounds like shit.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Oh man, like I have not heard good things about it. I actually have no
Fatality.
idea what she sounds like on there. I haven't listened to her shit on
Raiden
it.
wins.
But that's all I've heard.
Right. I feel you.
Rondo, I'm sorry. You can beat me up.
You need people up in real life, man.
Yeah, I know, but in Entourage,
Jackie
there's a whole thing
Briggs
where like Turtle
wins.
is trying to take her on a date, and she breaks his arm. He gets That's it. That's Jackson's dog. It's got all the options, little grenade launcher and shotgun launcher. Fucking shit.
Ooh, the heart.
Fatality.
The heart.
Jackie Briggs
No beating.
wins. Flawless victory.
Ooh, old school.
Game of Thrones shit right there.
Fatality.
Dang, playa.
Sub-Zero wins.
I fucks with
But he's always like a G5, like hot different combos all over the land. They're either harder to set up, harder to move in and out of stuff.
And
But
once
he
you
does
get
a
to
lot of
higher
damage.
tiers,
But
he's
he
way more of a
does
counter
Sub-Zero
character.
The best thing about him,
And like,
it's like that, but you could actually like cheese ball your way.
Well, because he's strength. It's strong. So like if someone's quick and combo, then you just
Seems like super.
look at him.
Fatality.
is that a bottle? I didn't see that part. He bottled him in the
Flawless
neck.
victory.
He like shanked her in the neck with I think a knife, and then he like danced with her while she was like bleeding. Everywhere. Did he just? Yeah, that's what he's doing right now. While he head bashes her to death.
Fatality.
Both of these
But
are
that was
like,
the thing. That was
That's spray on women. Yeah.
oh, yeah, that's Kano. It's okay. There's only one character I hate working
Fatality.
My main, but my best friend
Cabal.
Smitty, the guy who
He's so
actually,
good with that
the guy who
Flawless
actually
victory.
figured that out himself. The new Cybot thing. Fucking disgusting. Like, real. Pretty good with Striker too.
all these head splits.
Fatality.
I
Cabal
liked Flash a lot in the
wins.
Injustice games,
Yeah.
and so like that was very much like. Oh man.
She was
Fatality.
No, Flash died way
Yeah, I
too
know.
easy.
That walk
Liu
there was
Kang
nasty,
wins.
dog.
cheesy.
But I had two favorites. They were Flash and Joker. Joker was fucking Batman. Those and shit and the laughing gas.
She was a broken
Fatality.
character.
Out of
Definitely.
DC
Liu
universe,
That was pretty good.
wins.
I despise the yeah, man, they're like an iPhone. I hate it. Like Flash, who has one
Fatality.
power and uses it in every way possible.
Kitana wins.
Or like Green Lantern that has this one ring that does one specific thing. And he makes it like crazy.
Fatality.
Shots fired.
Katana wins.
These fatality lists. It's just all how do we kind of hit after different.
Fatality. Kung Lao
I love Kung Lao,
wins.
Oh
Yeah, Kung Lao was the man.
yeah. Odd job.
Hey, that's the best fatality I've seen so
That
far.
is
the
Because
best.
you'll survive
Kung
that
Lao
until he
wins.
fucks you, basically.
Right till he lets go at the end there.
Fatality.
They
Jay
have to get
wins.
so creative with these
Flawless
things.
I know.
By the time they're like, we just, I guess that's like one way to probably do it, just incorporate the weapon or the spell.
That's
Oh. That was your inner.
Fatality.
that stripper pole.
Jay wins.
That's exactly what I would have called it. Sam.
Yep.
Who's this, Ermac?
Probably.
Who's a female? Who's that?
Sure.
Dude.
Fatality. Scarlet wins.
Scarlet.
Flawless victory.
Scarlet's one of the new ones.
Yeah, so she's like a female
Oh
Ermac.
man, just like Freddy Krueger.
Just takes everything out of your blood. Look at this.
Fatality. Scarlet
I really
wins.
like the Voro.
Flawless victory.
She's back in this. That like creepy insect thing. Ooh, shoot them knees out. That is
Fatality.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Aaron
things.
Black
He does a lot of
wins.
acid boost.
That was
Flawless
a fucked
victory.
up fatality, though.
Fatality.
Just
Cap.
these-
Cap build back.
Yeah, for real.
That is that.
They're trapped in cat. It's the gut and eyes move. Turns into a big
Wait, you implanted him with something?
baby in a straight alien.
Fatality.
them.
Devoro
Also
wins.
slick with corn in his mouth. She was disgusting.
What? Yeah, at this point, what did we watch?
That was nasty.
Fatality.
I think we just summoned watched
Devore.
him
Oh
Wins.
my god, dude, that was great.
Oh, here we go. Little Khan or whatever.
Ooh.
Man.
Fatality.
We just get a Crash
Sugar
Bandicoot
Skull
reference.
Total
or
call.
whatever these are.
Wins.
Sugar Skull.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Tiger.
Fatality.
The animal.
Total Khan
Some type of
wins.
That thing on
Flawless
4 legs
victory.
that is gonna.
Fatality. Geras wins. Fatality.
Rip in halves are
Geras
insane.
wins.
I know.
Flawless victory.
Like. Starting with finishing 2 pieces. How do you make that
He
Fatality.
just ripped them apart and then stole the head.
Collector
Kept it as a
wins.
souvenir.
Flawless victory.
The collector. That's his
He is
name.
the collector, yeah. Fucking accountant. Fine now. Oh yeah, he's got that
Fatality.
lantern thing that he swings.
Collector wins.
Just, I thought it was an eye popper. So it's getting for pocket eyes.
Ooh. Fire.
Fatality.
Yeah.
Cetrion.
You see, like all sorts of
Flawless
all the
victory.
elements, I guess. That's just 127 hours that bitch.
Just Gaia this bitch. How did
Why are
that
you
beam?
fighting?
How did that beam turn so such a thin
Cetrion.
beam?
Turned the size of a planet.
Flawless
Concentration
victory.
farther you go.
Made from concept.
Or you make it spread, but
Fatality. Chronicon wins.
She just does that forever?
Those are insane.
Wow.
There
Those
you
are
go.
pretty insane. That was definitely
And we still have DLC characters to come, so they only get worse.
better.
Better. Intense.
Better. But yeah, we
Intenser.
will probably cover that. I don't know. We're gonna get. I haven't picked it up yet, but I'm definitely picking that.
No,
up.
I spent.
And
I went to
Greg
hang
got
out with
it,
my
dog.
friend that like we play Smash Brothers all the
Just
time,
bring it
and we
over,
wound up
just brings
playing
it
Mortal
over.
Kombat all day.
That shit tight.
That shit was so good.
Well, I'll be going to his house. You know, they live around corners.
for show. That's cool. But yeah, I gotta pick that up. I gotta.
Yeah,
Wait, you
me
can
too.
download
I
it for
kinda-
free on your phone. It's a really crappy version of Mortal Kombat, but it'll get you gold in Mortal Kombat, which will pay off.
I think I'll just get the real deal.
All right.
Settle for the real deal.
Oh yeah, they also have like that like kind of like the Tail Rider Safaris and Monster Hunter,
Okay.
like where you send people
Oh
off to
my
go do things.
gosh.
They have that in this, and you can manage it from your phone instead of from the game.
So yeah, that's last final note.
Oh,
Yeah.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
Iceborne.
since it came up.
Okay.
that video was dope.
Not only the video's dope, the download is the exact same size as the original game. So the release of the content is that it's basically
Beautiful.
you're getting a
whole
year or
nother
two of well, it's a little bit. It'd be after a year. It'd be like I guess closer to second year, but yeah, the DLC for that is like. I don't even know. I don't know how to really put
That's
that into
great.
words. You're going to get a new game for free.
Yeah.
It's a whole new map. Everything's covered in ice. So it's essentially
There's a
an entire
giant moose
ice,
monster.
new ice area. There's the new monsters for each area. So it's going to be like...
A whole nother game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they already have done a great job with the spring events, adding new monsters, the collaborations.
Are we still in the spring event?
Yeah, the spring event's
Because
still
that
going.
means you can
yeah,
get
it's
that.
still
If
going.
there's anything you haven't been able to get
Yeah.
yet, you can go. Usually
Yeah.
that's what the spring event's
Yeah,
around.
so the spring event's still going, so you can still go get
Go
that
get all
stuff.
that catch-up
and then
stuff.
the collaborations, so that means just we're just looking for new collaborations. I mean,
God of War.
Game of Thrones.
Oh shit!
Game of Thrones, Dragon collaborations. We already seen the Xboxes. We already seen the PlayStation 4 theme. Game of Thrones with the dragon on it. Yeah, early
you already know
predictions.
what's up.
Early predictions. You heard it here first.
You're gonna fight
We do
Thanos.
this, okay. Oh, Thanos was back in Fortnite, dude. Fortnite and Captain America, dude. The Fortnite Endgame was sick.
Yeah.
And the season 9's out, and they've
And
got
the
a whole slew
actual
of changes.
Endgame
Iron
was
Man
sick.
gloves and
Dude,
shit.
you
just
get
like
you
their
get the
weapons.
kid,
cool.
you get the bow from
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, you get the shield from Captain America, you get Thor's hammer, and like that's one side, and then on the other side you're the children of Thanos, but you're just trying to collect all the stones. Once you collect all the stones, you get someone gets to become basically you get brought
You
back
get to
in
snap and half their team
as
dies.
Thanos, and then you just get to go off. So you
that'd be
randomly
some
get
cold
put
shit.
on each side. But
Yeah.
anyways, they did a great job.
You get-
Fortnite really did a good job on that.
When you come in as Thanos, the first thing you do is edit this random half of everybody's going.
Dude, that'd be
oh
so
my
funny.
God.
Is it like
Yeah,
that?
no,
No,
it's
that's
not.
not.
No, it's not.
Dude,
you
you'd
just
be
get a
so
smash.
pissed.
You get the same
You'd be
Thanos moves.
so wait, did they
that you
just
got
get?
from
Did they just
Thanos
get the
originally.
glove? And you just turn to dust.
Yeah.
That'd be the
So
best.
You're
those are
like,
things to
damn, I'm
check
one of
out.
the randoms. That'd
And then
be
you
some
have to
cold
watch
shit.
Thanos because he killed you.
Yeah.
Because that takes you to their screen.
Well, yeah, that's it. Well, If that's how it worked, it'd be fine. But
I
there's
guess that's how they
infinite.
should make it.
When you're on the other team from
Fortnite
Thanos,
sounds
you
like
get
you can do better.
infinite- You get infinite revives if you're against Thanos.
Okay.
Okay, so.
And that's
Anyway.
funny. He was like, whatever, dog. Like,
Anyway.
We're on the level.
Thanos is out already. That's
it's-
not how it plays.
It already is over. But they did a good job. Epic Games did a good job of that. And then Season 9, Fortnite is out. And your boy is playing again. So
Nice.
Yeah,
it's
I see
been
y'all,
pretty
man.
good. It's been pretty
Living
good.
on
I be
that.
fucking with Jameer every time he on there. I send him a party request.
I know, but Rocky, yeah. So Rocky's out here been stunting with no internet for the last 3 weeks, and it's really starting to affect him. He's starting to. He like rated.
He has to troll
he
people in
rated
real
a
life
chat-
now?
He rated a chat of ours and was just so bored that he just started, blurting off, inappropriate stuff while we were trying to just play the game.
What, is it
To where he
ever
got
any
to the
different?
point where he's like, well, yeah, sometimes he's playing the game, so there's like moments where he's like, actually talks about the game. So yeah, there is a little different. And he realized, he was just losing his mind.
Yeah, I was bored, man.
And yeah, it
Jeez,
was pretty
man, we
funny.
gotta-
It was pretty funny.
We gotta get you some internet.
I got it.
Definitely
I-
gotta get you some
it's just
internet.
In Headache,
Adequate.
California way. Wait, you're already here. What's up, man?
This wasn't adequate, but I do have it. That's how I'm able to raid these chats.
Nice.
Yeah, he's just not.
He's
it's
just on his
limited.
phone
It's
signing
limited.
into Twitch or.
But I'm fixing that. Don't worry.
Nice. He's got the moves.
I'm gonna run.
He's
the
coming
pool.
for your chat rooms.
Definitely.
Definitely.
The
Well,
Rock, the OG death dealer. The
you guys want to add anything before we wrap this little show, our first show in these new, the Bat Cave, just
I
going to
didn't.
the Bat Cave.
I didn't say titties tonight.
You also didn't say poo sock tonight.
Tits. Want to get that out there?
Hasn't that
Something that I'm into.
something that I'm into? Oh my god, this guy's insane.
Namely your
I love
mother's.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's just do that.
Guess we'll just see you guys next time.
No, we're not.
Oh,
doing that
oh,
either.
oh.
Gotta
Hear it, I
do-
gotta finish this
we
Rubik's
gotta
Cube.
add-
Almost
I guess
there.
I could just. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. We are going to wrap this motherfucker up right now. This is one for
Can you
the
do it without
books,
looking?
ladies and
I
gentlemen.
know,
We
like,
made it
some
happen
of it.
against all odds. We still put up the show. The show will be on iTunes, Stitcher, whatever you use. Sam just did a Rubik's Cube.
I did it 3
Whatever
times.
you use
Our last-
to find the podcast, we will be on it. The Plug Gaming. Check out our social media. YouTube, The Plug Gaming. Twitch, The Plug_Gaming.
Just use the Google and type in our names.
Yeah. But Instagram is where we're most active, and that's just The Plug Gaming, Plug_Gaming. But you can catch all of our content on iTunes, Stitcher.
Amazing.
We out there. Catch the new content as it goes up. This show's going to go up in the next couple hours. And we'll see you all on the next one. Dutch Master out. Peace.